Test, test, test. How we sounding? How we sound? Yeah. All right, all right. Hope everybody's doing all right. Thursday night. Hope you look good. Hope you feel good. Hope everybody's doing good, man. Lot to talk about. Lot to yap about. Dang it, where's my thing? I have my thing right here. What the heck? I'm already messing up, man. I'm already messing up. How we doing? How's everybody doing today? I need you to comment down below if you're watching this live. What are you doing this weekend? I need to know right now. What are you doing this weekend? What you getting into? See me, I got me a cool little, quick little 12-hour car drive down to the motherland. You feel me? So you know what I'm saying. Things gonna be looking a little different around here, just for a week, because I got to do a little bit of traveling. So hope everybody's doing all right. Let me know what you're doing this weekend. We got a jam-packed show. Again, this is I ain't gonna be live for another week after this because I will be traveling. There will be videos coming out next week. I just want everybody to know. But I will be traveling, so being able to live stream is probably not gonna be as consistent. So just be on the lookout for that. I've said that for the last few weeks or whatnot. Just going to enjoy the family. That's all. Nothing crazy. So I hope everybody's doing good. I hope you're enjoying your family. I hope everybody's having a really good time, because I anticipate having a really good time. Make sure you comment in the live chat what you're doing this weekend, because after I let you know what we're doing today. Headed to Orlando. Oh, nah, man. This is how we get the jerseys going, man. Things taking. Oh, yeah, I'm taking my time, man. I'm taking my time. It was on Deshaun. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. We got plenty to talk about. There's some conversations to talk about. And obviously the Browns, they're putting a lot of Deshaun clips out there, man. They're putting a lot of Deshaun clips, but I've got some not intel, but just you know me. I collect receipts, and I got some observations that. Honestly, it's nothing negative. I don't think I've seen anything negative for Shedeur holistically, but we're gonna get into that. I don't want to spill the beans. First, let me introduce you to what we're doing today. So today, obviously, is OTA day 3. They released these clips late, by the way. I was getting videos out for like at 3-4 o'clock. I was still finding more clips, so I didn't get the chance to even do a video because the OTA clips are coming out. OTA clips around the league are still going on, so we gotta check in with our guy Kevin Stefanski. Looks like Tua is QB1 over there. That's crazy. I didn't promise y'all. I asked y'all what y'all wanted this stream, what like the activity to be this stream. You guys voted. Y'all wanted to do a film breakdown, so we're gonna break down some Denzel Boston film. We're gonna start with his amazing stutter and go play. That has been the play of the day for OTA so far. We're gonna go deeper into the narrative of him not being able to separate and not run good routes as we show you some of the routes that he's run, and hopefully get deeper into that conversation too. Also, I have a hypothesis, and my hypothesis is that Todd Monken is the actual head coach that can develop Shedeur. I'm going to show you a few instances and examples of why I think that's possible, and then we're going to kind of go from there. Then after that, we're going to check in on some other places in OTA. So we got the Titans. We got to check on our guy Cam Ward. I already talked about the Falcons. We're going to check in with the Giants. Jackson Dart slinging around the yard. And if we have any extra time, do some member stuff, do some reaction stuff, hang out with you guys. So that's what we're getting into today. Trizzy, how you living? Nisa, how you living? Carlton the Falconer, how we feeling? Jimmy Cleveland, I don't think I've ever seen this name before, but Jimmy Cleveland says, on the road also going to watch and celebrate grandson graduation. Lots of graduations. That's what I'm also going for, a graduation as well. Magic City, my jersey around 9, man. I got to go with the back. I need you to know who's on the back of the jersey. You feel me? Leanne, how you feeling? Caramel Popcorn, I don't think I've seen you. Lots of Deshaun clips. And, you know, I might not like that it seems like Deshaun is getting pushed as QB1, but I've told y'all for months now that it's not really an indictment on Shedeur. It has a lot more to do with the Browns wanting to, one, get their value, and two, again, that boy Deshaun looked real good in shorts. That's where he shined the best. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be mad at him. I know Deshaun Watson, again, as a Texans fan, I know Deshaun Watson pretty well. I knew he was going to look good. He got to sit out an extra year. That does not mean that the sky is falling for Shedeur. It doesn't mean it's bad. You gotta realize that Deshaun, and we're gonna get into it. I want to spill the beans again. That got me going, but there's nothing bad because Shedeur keeps doing what he needs to do, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters, right? And I'll explain to you what I mean, how we feel. Terry Jackson, what's good? What's good? Did you see the short video of JJ not understanding the assignment for the team? Is it the one where he was doing the offensive line thing or whatever? Thank you, Nisa, for checking the sound. Brian Campbell, yeah, go ahead and refresh. You should be good. They're trying to warm the fans up to start it. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. People just don't understand business. They're trying to shop Watson to the market, cut ties completely. Trade deadline is half a year away. Look, there's a lot of different theories, but at the end of the day, only thing I care about, the most important thing for the Browns, is that Shedeur gets a good opportunity to actually develop. Doesn't seem like he was getting that opportunity last year, right? And not to say that he didn't do development. I'm not trying to completely throw Kevin Stefanski under the bus, but it definitely looks different. And I have a special video to orchestrate that point and why I think, Monken and the staff he's created is going to make the most sense, okay? So, it's good. They have to showcase. Don't y'all want him gone? They got to showcase him. Sorry, don't care about the Falcons not supporting that coach. Won't even say his name. That's fine. Jam, what's going on, Jam? What's going on, Jam? And it's okay. Again, I live in Georgia, so I think it's hilarious. I'm gonna have to keep up with it. I'm sorry, but he determines if I'm allowed to go into Atlanta for like 17 weeks out of the year. So I need to know what's going on over there. You know what I mean? Big Triz always said what's going on. Big Triz, Cheap Speed. All right. Everybody's here. Everybody's in place. Let's get into it. OTA day 3. I was excited, man. Come on, man. OTA day 3. Day 3 wraps up this week of OTAs. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Somebody misquoted me. I do know there's going to be another week of OTAs next week. Same schedule. Tuesday, Wednesday, ending with Thursday. So this is the last day. Today, they were spamming them Deshaun Watson clips, man. I think they getting a little. They trying to. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna get into that. What I care about is, look, Shedeur seems to continue to do exactly what's being asked of him, and that's deliver some really good footballs. Look, I know a lot of people were mad at him for why the spiral and this and that. Look, he's known for a very catchable ball. And look, Shedeur is known to be able to get really good velocity when needed. And I think that's the thing that he's showing off so much now is that, look, he can turn it on when he needs it, right? And that is extremely important, knowing what throw and what you need from it. You know what I'm saying? And here he is finding his guy, Carson Ryan. Another thing I'm starting to see in OTA. So last OTAs, and this is normal for any quarterback, right? But you start to see their favorite targets, right? You start to see, okay, there's a little bit of chemistry right here. Last year, Isaiah Bond, you had Gage, you had what's it called? Our guy, what's the undrafted guy? Y'all know who I'm talking about. The one-handy, y'all know who I'm talking about. Man, Luke Floria, right? Obviously Isaiah Bond with the deep balls, right? Him and Harold Fannin had an amazing connection, right? So far, the new connections with Shedeur is looking like Shedeur and Tylan Wallace, that's the veteran who's from Baltimore, and Shedeur and Carson Ryan, rookie tight end. I believe he's the So rookie tight end out of BYU. Now Carson Ryan is also going to play a little bit of fullback too, according to him and according to what Coach Monken said. But really, I like to see that. And we still haven't seen Harold Fannin. Apparently, he's hurt, so that's not the best sign. But it's a really good sign to see that even the third string tight ends are starting to look really good. And if y'all remember, yesterday Justin Jefferson, a rookie linebacker out of Alabama, number 17 right there, he actually was covering Carson Ryan on a similar route with Shedeur throwing, but that first time he like tugged on the jersey. This is like a cool little bit of retribution. Hey, same route, but they seem to handle it there. So I'm liking that connection. New connections being built, but again, there wasn't a whole lot of clips. Now I do want to point out, man. Hey, look, y'all got on Shedeur about the interception. Y'all gonna get on Deshaun about his interception. And by the way, can we just stop? These are the craziest for even hey, shut up, man. Man, always trying to interrupt me. Even Dylan Gabriel's interception, I think I showed y'all that. Let me know if I didn't. Even Dylan Gabriel's interception, it was like it was low, but like it batted up and then it batted around and then 3 other people did it. Y'all ever play NBA Street 2 where you do like the alley-oop and then another alley-oop and then you double and then Mickey Mouse comes in and goes, hey, habooga. Like that's what these interceptions are crazy. Like these are like CFB 26 tip drill animation, like absurdities. I do want to say that for all of these interceptions we've seen, like none of them are just like, oh, I caught an interception. It's just been like batted here, batted there. So I want to get that out of the way. Second off, hey man, you can say a lot about Shedeur fans or whatnot. I tell you what, they some detectives, dog, because it's very common practice these days that when you put interceptions out there, you want the focus to be about the player that made the interception, right? You don't want it to be about the player who threw the interception. So they tried their best in the clip to hide it, right? But nah, man, they investigated and they said if you connect the shorts, if you connect the shorts that he was wearing, and you connect the fact that Deshaun's wearing the same ones, and Shedeur's not wearing the same, like this is some high tier detective work. But hey, we got it straightened out. We knew who threw the pick. Deshaun Watson back at it throwing picks again. It's all good. It's all good. I guess they tried to even that out because Deshaun Watson, hey man, he throwing bombs. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. First off, he had like 17 years in the pocket, but he just showing off now. Cross body to Isaiah Bond. Like what y'all doing now? This some Zach Wilson pro day stuff. Y'all trying to fluff for pause. Hey, yo. Pause. Don't say fluff and Deshaun Watson in the same sentence because you can't bring that up. You can't bring up masseuses and don't bring up women in front of Deshaun Watson. Just don't do that. But other than that, he throws a pretty ball. He's naturally talented. Look, man, again, for the 8 billionth time, Tings is a Texans fan. Tings has been watching Deshaun Watson and known of him since his high school days in Gainesville High School, right? So he's a very talented guy. He's a very, very talented guy. That's not the argument. The argument is, will he be able to withstand and withhold? Right now, it feels like full force are ready to go. And not for nothing, look, Deshaun Watson's doing his thing, man. Deshaun Watson is somebody who had to sit out an entire year, right? Obviously, fans cheered. The last 2 times he tore his Achilles, the fans literally cheered because they were happy that he got injured. So, for what it's worth, no matter what you think about him, either you think that the ladies were lying or you think Deshaun Watson is a despicable human being. Y'all know how I feel. At the very least, on this public platform, he's a freak, right? Because criminal cases didn't go through, but them civil cases, some money was shuffled around. I have to, at the bare minimum, say you're a freaky frog, Deshaun Watson, and probably should steer clear of women in public places, right? That's just being light and polite about it, right? So with all that being said, there's a lot to overcome. There's a lot of adversity. There's a lot that he's dealing with. So maybe that gave him a little bit of focus. Maybe that extra year sitting down, allowed him to come looking the way he's looking because he's looking pretty good. You can't be mad. There's a deep ball to Jamari Thrash, and really the effectiveness right now. Shout out to Jamari Thrash. Jamari Thrash is a baller too. He's a hooper. He can hoop too. And really, to me, and again, we're in shorts. We're just in shorts. But what I'm seeing so far with Deshaun Watson is a comfortability that I'm really liking right now. You see what Shedeur is commanding, right? Shedeur is getting through in a very effective way, and I really like that. And I commented about that. We're gonna have a separate video on what I'm really liking, what I'm seeing by Shedeur, and what I think some more positives are. But look, man, it's just summer positivity over here with Tings, man. We gotta be positive to the freaky frog too. He looks very comfortable. The ball, the way he's transferring his weight. So when I say throwing comfortably, right? You got to understand everything has to do with your footwork and how you're throwing this football. When I watch this one in particular, right, the way that he's able to transfer his weight. So when I say transfer his weight, so effortlessly, very calmly. You see the way his head stays very calm. You see that tells me he's under control. That tells me he's throwing with some exactness, and the fact that he's able to generate the power that he's able to generate. I mean, he's looking good. Remember, guys, this is off a torn Achilles. So he's torn his Achilles and he's generating power like this effortlessly. He's not straining, right? If y'all been watching with me during the season, y'all know my guy Arch Manning. I was watching him and you saw the strain. You saw the struggle, right? Right now, Deshaun is throwing like a guy who's never been injured. And that weight transfer from this back foot to front foot is effortless, and the flick is violent, and his head stays very calm. He's throwing a really good football right now. So I really don't think, even when we talk about football, look, Shedeur's doing what he needs to do. And at the end of the day, ain't nothing else besides perfect timing that's going to align to what needs to be aligned, right? So I ain't even worried about
it. Get dangerous.
I know it's going to get dangerous when it needs to get dangerous. Two does what it needs to do. But you can't deny, if we're going to be realistic here, that look, Deshaun's putting up a really, really good fight. And it seems like a lot of people in the Browns aren't opposed to him being the guy and leading Cleveland at least for a few games to start off this season. Now, it's our guy with $5. This is what he has to say. Yo, Tings, what's up, big dog? Go, Brian. There we go. Hey. I appreciate you for the $5. I just bought some diapers. Like I had some diapers delivered, so I need that for the diaper fund. I appreciate that. Let me hop back into this video. I'm gonna finish up this video. I'm gonna talk to the chat. I see some comments rolling. Appreciate the 300 y'all in here. Subscribe, like the video, do all that fun stuff. Second channel, hit them with it. Subscribe, hype. Can you hype live streams? I don't know how that works, but whatever. Subscribe, watch videos, do all that fun stuff. Yada yada. I'm about to get right back into this video, and let's listen to some of the media's reaction. Now, it's one thing to watch the videos and see what you can on day 3. Again, it seemed like very heavy Deshaun, but Shedeur, I mean, no interceptions, seemingly from what we could see. But then we got to take the next step and see, what is the media saying about it, right? And what is the media getting from it? Now, we're going to start with our guy, Emmett Golden, right? Emmett Golden, Mr. doesn't want Shedeur on social media, right? Mr. Has a problem with Deion Sanders talking to Coach Monken. These are the things Emmett Golden has said this last week, but apparently
everything coming out of there from an opinion standpoint is that Deshaun has the lead. To me, the lead in shorts, okay, cool. You got the lead in shorts. What happens when you have a pass rush coming at you? Because last time we saw Deshaun Watson, we saw somebody that was very hesitant to pull the trigger. We saw somebody that as soon as they got to the back of their drop, got happy feet and start running and moving around. So great, he looks great in practice. I don't think that guarantees that you know what? Who starts at the end of the season? I'm not so sure that's Deshaun Watson.
It get dangerous.
I wouldn't, and look, don't say Ting said it, but Ting did say this 2 months ago. Go to G Bush's podcast, not the last one, the one before that, when Ting was on there, and go ahead and follow G Bush for no reason either way. Go follow G Bush for no reason. Go ahead and subscribe for no reason. Just say Ting sent you. Anyway, not the point. Not the point. The point is, right? So interesting that I said, look, Deshaun might be able to win. And again, what did I say? Deshaun has been playing football longer than Shedeur. He's done more offseason than Shedeur. He literally had a year off. He had a year off last year where all he could do is do offseason reps and rehab. He is I don't think there's anybody on planet Earth better at Deshaun Watson in shorts and a helmet right now. It's hard for me. I wouldn't bet against him, right? But when we talk about logic, right? Not the biracial rapper. When we talk about logic, we're talking about a man who's 30 years old with multiple Achilles injuries, shoulder reconstruction, and if I could again keep telling you guys, someone who's had injury problems since high school, since college, right? Well, I don't think high school, since college, right? I know he had a brace on in Clemson. So the odds are in a 17-game season, Deshaun Watson hasn't even played a full season since the season's expanded to 17 games. 28% of the games he's played. $330 million fully guaranteed contract, and you've only played 28% of the games. Jimmy Haslam ain't gonna let that go down, big dog. We gonna get 5 or 6 up out of you. I think Jimmy Haslam is feeling that right now. Now, okay, I want to say, but I want to warn you. This is like a trigger warning. This is Mary Kay Cabot. Now, what I will say is, again, this is positivity things. If I'm bringing you Mary Kay, from now on, I want you to know it's because she might have said something positive. This is what Mary Kay had to say today. Let's hear it.
Overall, how were the quarterbacks, do you think, yesterday?
Well, it looks pretty good so far, considering that they are installing a whole new offense, learning all new terminology. It looks pretty efficient to me. I mean, that Denzel Boston catch, that was a great, great play. Again, that was in 7-on-7s, but that's what you want to see, of course, in 7-on-7s. You don't want to see interceptions. And you're right. Todd Monken says things like that. This was embarrassing. He hates bad football. That's just his personality, and people probably aren't used to it yet because Kevin Stefanski was very buttoned down, as we all know, and we didn't hear him yelling and screaming, and he never said anything was embarrassing. He was very, very even keel. So, this is different. It's a change of pace, but I think this is what he's going to need to do to take the bull by the horns and get this offense ready to play.
Take the bull by the horns. So, again, you probably expect maybe some negativity or some this or that coming from Mary Kay, but she in all seems to be impressed by the quarterbacks in general. So, look, the best play of the day was from Deshaun Watson. We're talking about day 2, right? But at the same time, somebody in my live chat talked about it. We're going to talk about that clip later on in another video. But even Zach Jackson was like, yeah, I mean, Shedeur didn't look bad. Deshaun Watson had the best play, but then right after that, he had a play where it should have been picked. And then he had another play where he missed somebody by 7 yards, right? So it's like, we are just in practice, and oftentimes you and me, I'm talking about, the person watching this video and me, the normal Joe Schmoes, all we're going to get at the end of the day are the highlights. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get whatever narrative the social media team is going to put out there, and that could be a positive narrative, negative narrative. Maybe they're trying to, maybe Deshaun wants to do more interceptions, maybe Shedeur do more. We don't know, especially on these days where they're not there. But if Mary Kay's even coming away saying, look, man, they seem to be very efficient, right? Remember, this time last year, Mary Kay was telling you that Shedeur wasn't effective enough to operate pre-snap, and now we're talking about a guy who Todd Monken has already praised and said, look how much growth he's had this far. And even Mary Kay is like, yeah, everything's working pretty well. Deshaun had the big ball, but other than that, nothing that really stands out. So, interesting day 3. Some good passes from Shedeur. Y'all gonna stop playing with his zip. Go watch. Y'all, if y'all want to see some zip and velocity, please go actually watch the Shedeur tape. He got it when he needed. Don't play with my guy too, or else it get dangerous. It get real dangerous. I appreciate you watching. Like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't. Subscribe if you like football content. Be great, be blessed, be beautiful, be all that. In the bag of chips. We'll see you next time. Peace. Peace, man. Peace, man. How we feeling? I got to upload this video. I'm going to read chat for a second, though. I'm going to read chat. I'm going to upload this video because, what's better than uploading a video while you're live? So, next. Oh, and let's start this poll. Hold up. What y'all? So, today is breakdown day. So, we have 2 things that we can do. What do y'all want to do next? We can do... what's it called? Why Shedeur X Monken is a beautiful thing, or we can do Denzel Boston hoops breakdown. It's film breakdown, but you know me. I like to say hooper. I like to say hoopers. So I'm gonna read the chat. I'm going full screen on these boys, like they never seen it. Like I'm taking the top off. Like come on now, you ain't never seen nothing like this before. All this forehead, all on your screen, dog. What you know about it? But let me go. Boom. What we saying? Shedeur will be QB1. Locker room wants him. Coach stated that's important. Chemistry. That's a really good point. Undoubtedly. It seems like a lot of people want Shedeur to be that guy. A lot of people don't want him to be that guy. But a lot of people do want him to be that guy. Wow. Boom! Oh my goodness gracious. Boom! I had to smack my keys really quick. That's not how you spell Deshaun. Boom! Hey, what else y'all saying? I just want Shedeur to be on a team that's winning. Now, here's another question, and I'm not gonna put this in the poll. How would y'all feel if I know how I would feel. How would y'all feel if Deshaun Watson starts and like the Browns are like amazing? Like the Browns are like undefeated, like Deshaun's like MVP level. Because if it's up to me, well, I mean, like you know what I mean? Like you can't be mad at Shedeur if an MVP level player beat out a second year player. Like, I mean, that's fair. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it took to beat two. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, I'm all right. If they go out there and they just start like go undefeated or something, I feel like okay, he could maybe he might learn something from that freaky dude. Like that boy freaky, but he gets, you know what I'm saying? Brett Favre is a terrible person, but that boy can sling some iron. That boy can sling the football. He taught Aaron Rodgers one or two things, right? So I don't know how y'all would feel, but that's like the only word where I'm like, okay, at least Deshaun is like amazing. Like at least that, because that means, you know, Shedeur's a part of some good football. Again, he's a part of a winning football team. He sees what it's like to win in the NFL specifically. I think that would be not the worst case scenario, right? You know what I'm saying? Favre needs to be in prison. He does need to be in prison. The same Maybach got him while he was at CU. They just don't know how to talk football, so they just regurgitate quarterback talk. Yeah, that's the quarterback regurgitate thing is one of my biggest issues, specifically with the Browns media, where it's just like, dog, this is a team that had one of the greatest one of the most dominant defenses last year. Like, y'all don't want to become a defensive show. Like, y'all just got Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. Y'all got Grant Delpit 2.0 or Kyle Hamilton 2.0, depending on how you see it, adding to a defense that was top of the class, right? And besides some running defense issues when he got to the back half of the season, it's a very, very scary defense. It's a championship level defense if you fix some things. And it seems like Andrew Berry fixed one or two things. You feel me? Not to mention Quincy Williams, obviously, help out Defensive Player of the Year, big bad Swessinger. But we can go on and on about that. Football is ultimate team sports. When a quarterback, Deshaun shook my hand. Yep, I took football. That's football, baby. Let me get their money's worth. Okay, so y'all want to do Shedeur before we do Denzel Boston. Okay. I got some reasons and ideas and beliefs. And it actually has to do a little bit of Zach Jackson. I know it's crazy. I know. But I feel like the people who lie the most, the people who say the craziest things, those are the people that you got to check back in. Because if they start saying positive things, well, then what are we, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? What's happening at that point? Let's get back. Still reading some of the chats as well. Zach Jackson. Oh, man. Never seen any sports media work like this in any city that I've watched. Yeah, it's definitely different, especially because, I cover different teams, right? And I know some of y'all watch the other stuff that I do. And when I look at those other teams, it ain't, you know what I'm saying? It ain't like this. It's not always so much negativity. You feel what I'm saying? But hey, the Browns are gonna be the Browns. You feel me? The Browns are gonna be the Browns. Haven't trusted Zach. I feel that interception caused by Jerry Jeudy. Again, I believe you. You feel me? I believe you. I ain't even mad at that. But what I'm looking for right now, or what we're about to do, the next video, it seems like y'all are voting, and vote if you think different. The two videos up next are Denzel Boston breakdown, or why Todd Monken and Shedeur is going to work, and why Shedeur is going to actually develop under Todd Monken. So if you want one of the other videos, just go ahead and vote in the poll. If not, looks like we're going to explain why I think Shiloh Sanders has a really good opportunity to truly develop under Todd Monken, not just obviously be back in the corner somewhere doing a whole bunch of nothing. You know what I mean? You don't want that. You never want that. Dang. There we go. Boom. Janky, Judy, Judas. Yeah, other teams know where their quarterback is and make it about their quarterback. Girl, all right, so y'all ready? I want to do Todd Monken next, right? Are you ready? We about to get into these Todd Monken hoops, man. About to show you why. Man, y'all think it's hard for y'all to hear the negativity. I've been here for 30 years. It's always been bad how local media treats our team, but the real Cleveland fans just want wins. You know what's so interesting? And this is why I was like, dog, you're not going to tell a bunch of people they're going crazy. Like, it would be one thing if it was, again, just Shedeur fans. But it's never just Shedeur fans. It's a bunch of Browns fans who agree with what's going on and what's being said. You feel me? So it's like, at what point do we acknowledge that, nah, man, maybe there's just something, you know, a little bit off with the Browns, a little bit. You feel me? Just a little bit of this, a little bit of that. All right. All right, let's get into it. We're going to hop into it real quick, like smooth like butter, like yeah. Like butter, like yeah. All right. So, got an idea here. There we go. We are going to talk about some, you know what I mean? Oh, $9.99. Who appreciate it. This is from D_neon0131.
It get dangerous.
Give him all. Just give him a few of those. $9.99 straight to the diaper fund. I appreciate that. It says, I think people are getting too hung up on Deshaun Watson practice highlights. It's clear that the coaches and working on specific things in their game with rep split. Shedeur will be the day one starter. I love the confidence, and I love that, and I'm believing in that as well. And again, like you said, a lot of people are going to be buying into that. And I think not only that, but there is a lot of narratives that Deshaun Watson's camp is putting out there. Now, I don't think people are going to acknowledge it. They only acknowledge it when, you know, the Sanders do it. But the other sneaky thing is that he's clearly, being Deshaun Watson in his camp, they're putting things out right now, and they're making things seem a certain way because they really need it to seem that certain way. So just keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that. But I really appreciate the $9.99. Now we're gonna get into why I think the development of Shedeur can be and will be maximized by somebody like Todd Monken. This is gonna be just a quicker video. This one probably won't be super in depth, but just the idea of what's gonna happen and how it happens and the reason it needs to happen. So let's start right here, right? I really think Todd Monken shocked a lot of people, probably some people named Jason Lloyd, when he said this at OTA's media.
And I think Shedeur's come miles in terms of his progressions, getting the ball out, his understanding of concepts. I think he's really, really come a long way.
I love that. And I love to see that. And obviously people like Jason Lloyd, pointed out that, clearly Shedeur is so far behind. And while if you believe that, if you think that, that could be an opinion or an observation that you have, but I feel like one of the more disrespectful things is not acknowledging the growth that Shedeur has been able to put out and put into. And I really would argue that Todd Monken is the coach that's going to allow Shedeur to really, truly develop. I mean, look, it's no secret how last year went. It's no secret that whether you think it was fair or otherwise, Shedeur was not being developed as a priority for the Cleveland Browns. It's just that true. Like, I'm not saying the Browns didn't give resources. I'm not saying they didn't try. I'm not saying that they didn't give something to Shedeur and allow him to take a next step in his NFL career. But Todd Monken has a different level of ability, of flexibility to bend and truly develop players. We saw Lamar Jackson, who's already a phenomenal football player. Remember, never understand my guy Lamarvelous. But clearly, he was able to get him another MVP. You talk about the offensive schemes with the back-to-back national championships, and no disrespect to Stetson Bennett, because Stetson Bennett is a baller, but doing that with Stetson Bennett, right, making great offenses out of some offensive talent that might not have been as elite in the SEC. But still making great things happen, right? These are track record things you have to look at in the history of Todd Monken. And then you go to what the players have been saying about him, right? Immediately, a lot of players, including Joe Thomas, the legendary tackle, was like, hey, look, Todd Monken's a guy that's going to adapt to his players and really get the most out of them. So you talk about that combined with a Shiloh Sanders that apparently is developing, growing, and learning at a new pace that hasn't been seen in a long time. That's a beautiful thing. And in the world where it felt like either we got nothing or negativity, the first thing we hear from the development and how Shedeur is going is, hey, he's taking the right steps, doing what he needs to, night and day difference, stepping up in a way that's major. And that is very important, especially when Mr. Jason Lloyd had alluded, because, they were upset about the Deion Sanders comments, because what else does Cleveland media do except be upset, right? And he said something. He said, if Todd Monken is as blunt as he is, he would tell Deion Sanders how behind he is. Well, I'm sure he's going to be telling Deion Sanders how much his son, the individual, put the time in to get better. Because, look, as much as y'all don't want to acknowledge it, Shedeur is getting better. And he's committed to being better. That's not what I'm saying. That's what the players are saying. And then you combine that with somebody like Todd Monken, who apparently is flipping players off, cussing them out. Daniel Oyefusi, please tell me if I'm saying that wrong, says, this is the quote from left guard Zion Johnson on Todd Monken. He says he's really emphasized that we have a penalty out there. We're reloading the play. If you're false starting, you're coming out. This is the accountability. What did Josh Cribbs say was wrong with Kevin Stefanski? No accountability. So it really forces that accountability onto you, where it's like, okay, I'm coming out today. I got to be locked into the snap count and my technique, not having penalties in practice. If you remember, the Browns had a large accountability problems for special teams and offensive line penalties. Doesn't seem like Todd Monken plans to have that problem. More reporters said Monken is not playing. He pulled guys out for false starting. He pulled players out. Fanu was not running with the ones. Left tackle false started. He pulled him out. Daniel equates it too. Both of these things happened today in practice. He pulled players out of. This is different, man. This is a real old school coach. Todd Monken is hands-on.
Monken is definitely not some coaches, some head coaches, they just stand off to the side and let the assistants run the practice, and they're just observers of everything, right? That's not Todd Monken. Todd Monken gets his hands dirty. He's in there. There were a couple instances yesterday where they stopped plays because of mistakes. He was walking through players what he wanted on specific plays for them to do and what he was looking for, assignments, those type of things. It's just one spring practice, and I'm not going to sit here and hype this thing up like the Browns are going to be, the big turnaround of 2026. I'll tell you, it was organized. The time was spent well. There seems to be more accountability in practice. Though to me, and the guys that are coming off injuries look healthy. So to me, being able to check off all those boxes is a positive. Do I think that's going to equate to them being a better football team this year? Absolutely.
Hey, look, I don't want to be that guy, and I have a video coming in mind, the difference between Stefanski and Todd Monken. I promise you, I'm not trying to bring them up, but every time the Browns media gets a chance to, they keep hitting at pain points. Communication, accountability, right? And then idea of classic football and attitude, XYZ. And they keep going right at Kevin Stefanski and saying, look, it was organized. The time was well spent, and emphasis. Again, this is too different. Remember, this is Reuter, right? So this is Daryl Reuter on the 92.3 The Fan. This is the older guard that sometimes comes in, right? So Daryl Reuter is saying, look, accountability is a big thing. Daniel Oyefusi is reporting that Zion Johnson is talking about accountability. Remember, Zion Johnson is from the Chargers. So not only do you have two accounts telling you Todd Monken is getting after accountability, you have somebody who saw Kevin Stefanski's accountability and said, oh, yeah, no, there's an actual emphasis on accountability. Oh, no, things are organized and time is well spent. They are yelling about Stefanski right now. I'm not. They are. The same head coach that a lot of people sat here and said, hey, I think there's some either malpractice or he's not good at his job. One of those things has to be happening right now. And at every turn, the man, remember what the Browns media said about Tom Monken, because I'm not forgetting what y'all said about Shedeur. I'm not forgetting what y'all said about the Monk Man. The narrative around Monken is, oh my God, why is he even being considered? Oh my, he's so old. The Browns were just a bottom of the barrel opportunity for a man who never in his long tenure of coaching got the opportunity to be a head coach in the NFL. That was the narrative around Todd Monken. And we're just in the OTAs and all of a sudden it's a whole new world. Like everything has changed. Shedeur is taking leaps and bounds. They saying Deshaun Watson looked like he stepped out of a time machine. Quinshon Judkins looked like he took Compound V. Boy, that boy right there. Hey, that boy Quinshon Judkins looking like a cool little $1,500 all-purpose, y'all. Y'all better watch out, man. That boy Quinshon Judkins, boy. And don't even, I hadn't even started talking about Dylan Sampson yet. I didn't even start talking about that boy Denzel Boston yet. I didn't even start talking about the deadlies. You feel me? I'm just talking about that boy that gonna give you a cool little $1,500 all-purpose. You know what I'm saying? You better watch out. That boy looking real. Everybody looking healthy. Everybody got a pep in their step. It seems like Shiloh Sanders is getting the best out of Deshaun Watson. This is elevation. This is real competition. Iron sharpens iron. And right now, Shedeur is handing off footballs to people 15 yards out of the field. I mean, could you place that better between a defender going one way, a defender draped over him, and then another I mean, look at that, boy. I'm really excited to see. Look, I would really hate for Shedeur not to be out there because y'all know how dangerous it gets with him out there. But look, sometimes politics stand in your way. Sometimes money stand in your way, right? There's a lot of things that might stand in your way with Deshaun Watson. It's not just football. We know that. But then I start thinking, what if development serves him well? What if his future, or maybe another team, or maybe the Browns when it's time, maybe the Browns, if, and God forbid it, if Deshaun Watson's body does what it has historically done and it's give out on itself, right? That's from the Texans, Browns, back to Clemson, right? That Shedeur will actually be ready. I've never been more confident that even if Shedeur isn't that, he will have first. He has more first team reps than he had in the first, 10 weeks of the last NFL season. And for a good 4 or 5 of those weeks, he was either emergency quarterback or QB2. He was 2 injuries and or a helmet coming off. I know they don't have the helmet off rule anymore, but it's a good point. You know what I'm saying? To getting in the football game, and he didn't have first team reps. And I just want to put this out. I'm not bringing this up. Now the Browns media is starting to say it's a problem, because remember when Shedeur fans said that, it was, you know what I mean? Everybody was delusional. Everybody was crazy. And now we're seeing real football. We're seeing high level football, man. Not playing no games. Telling you what it is, staying true to what he says, correcting the media, and allowing players to develop. That's a beautiful thing, man. That's a beautiful thing. And I really like this comment from Locked On Browns as well, too. So I want to read it. And they're just talking about the comments that Todd Monken said as well.
But then his quote about Shedeur I thought was really interesting. And he said, I think Shedeur has come miles in terms of his progressions, getting the ball out, his understanding of concepts. He's really, really come a long way. That caught my attention, because that's what you would want to hear about a quarterback going into year 2, who, it wasn't perfect in year 1, had his fair share of issues and things that he needed to get better at. He's acknowledged that. And when you have a young player like that you're hoping can become something, who you think there's some potential or talent there that can maybe finally answer the quarterback question, you want to know that they're making that progress and you're seeing it in real time. And Monken basically flat out said he is seeing that.
I want to make sure y'all know, when we're getting the reports from Shedeur or about Shedeur from the last camp, we have to remember, with time comes roots, right? And a lot of people alluded to certain people in the media having direct ties to Kevin Stefanski, and maybe certain players that might not be there anymore, also having certain ties to certain media members, and that's how certain media members got their credentials, right? And we talked about this in the offseason, how when the new regime comes in, well, you're going to see the media, and we saw it for a second where the media was kind of out, they were kind of in limbo because they didn't have the connections they have anymore, right? And not only has that forever changed, because I'm sure they got new connections and new whatever, but that person has changed. The person that they're talking to for the leaks, he might not leak as the same way. He might not be pushing the same propaganda that the same people are pushing, right? So I think it's so interesting to see the way things have changed so quickly, right? And then on top of that, now what we're hearing from Shedeur is, oh, whoa, actually he's doing what he needs to. And it's just, we're not even surprised about it. It's, oh yeah, this is what we expect of him. This is what we said last year he was doing what he was supposed to do. And now it's being corroborated that, yeah, actually he's got the ability and wherewithal to make big leaps and to take the steps necessary to continue to improve his game. And at the end of the day, if you're a fan of a player, that's all you could ask for. As long as Shedeur in some way is getting prioritized to be a better football player, I can't be mad. I can't be mad at somebody who really wants to see him be great and be honest. And if y'all know anything about Tings, I'm a big Patrick Mahomes guy. I'm a big Aaron Rodgers guy. I'm a Jordan Love, put an asterisk next to him. But the idea of, I think young quarterbacks are rushed way too quickly. I don't think you should be a starting quarterback as a true rookie and be thrown to the wolves like that. I think you need to be protected a little bit. I think you need to have real deal development, because this game at the most important position is not only a game that you're going to be playing for potentially multiple decades, but also you're the most important guy out there. It's a lot to learn. You got to learn everything. So, I wouldn't be mad if Shedeur got protected and insulated in a place that's actually going to prioritize him getting better. And seemingly he's already putting that effort in and already seeing the results of that thing. And of course, Shedeur doing a large heaping pound of the work of just putting the work in.
It get dangerous.
We know he's looking slimmer, looking better. The ball's popping out of his hand in a good way. So I'm just very happy to see that. Now, just a little bit about the offensive play caller and what he's seeing, Mr. Switzer, so far.
They're really doing a good job at the line of scrimmage. Owning the line of scrimmage, very important for the quarterback, is number one job. And then also just giving them a little bit more freedom too. And they're really taking that. They're taking that seriously, and I think they want that, which is awesome. I mean, whether you're calling 2 plays in the huddle and they're changing it or they're changing it on their own, there's communication, on every play.
Yeah.
And the more that they're thinking that way, the better off we're going to be.
Because then that's kind of making them say, okay, what do I see here? What do I like against what I see here? And let's get into that.
Right. Yeah. Otherwise, you're guessing.
Yeah. And look. And I heard from a bird. I heard this from a bird. Don't quote me, but I heard if you go on the Browns page and you watch the full interview with Mr. Switzer, offensive coordinator of the Browns, you may or may not see Shedeur in the background putting in extra work. You may or may not, but you got to put that work in. You got to go find that. I believe you'll be able to go find that, man. You'll be able to go find that. I love that. I love the terminology. I love the fact that, a year ago today, we were talking about Mary Kay again, Shedeur struggling with being at the line. And now, just at OTAs, we're talking about all these quarterbacks apparently being very good at controlling at the line of scrimmage. Now, I said it to the end. I front-loaded positivity. I put the negativity at the end. Why do I think Todd Monken is the guy to develop Shedeur? This has to be one of the biggest reasons. If Zach Jackson, a man who we have proven on this channel multiple times, has told flat out lies, like lies so blatant that the person that they were telling the lie about, the East-West Shrine Bowl coordinator, came out and confirmed he was lying. That man had apparently he had nothing negative to say about Shedeur in the new offense this year.
For the first hour plus, almost all of it was Deshaun Watson in the starting offense, who was there. Almost all of them were there at one end, and Shiloh Sanders at the 2 at the other end. There weren't many competitive reps, weren't any really competitive situations until the back half of practice. But over the course of practice, Deshaun got most of the reps with the one. Deshaun made the single most impressive throw of the day. In the second half of practice, when they limited it down, they went from 2 groups to one. You saw Shedeur in both a walkthrough session and in several competitive sessions with the ones. It was a rotation. All in all, it's pretty clear that Deshaun's ahead. And like I said, even sandwiched or his really great throw was sandwiched between one that should have been picked, and then the very next throw he misses Jerry Jeudy on a comeback by 7 yards. That looked very familiar. It took me back to early 2024. Shedeur got in a 7-on-7, and he made a tight window throw, and it was like right on the money, and the next one was batted up in the air and picked off. So look, the online reactions, everybody's talking about interception. Those will happen. What we don't know on the days we can watch and the days we don't watch is what are the coaches seeing? What are they teaching? What are they reinforcing? Which plays do they have to run 6 times to get right? And then when they take that to 7-on-7, are the guys taking the easy ones? I will tell you one observation I have. Deshaun Watson used to hold the ball in 7-on-7, and it was the most maddening, inexplicable thing I have ever seen. And Tyvis, who played in the NFL, and me, who played Manchester youth football, we'd both say we've never seen that before, right? Deshaun Watson is holding the ball less than 7-on-7. The ball's coming out.
So, if Todd Monken, and by the way, I'm sorry, I was like, there's kids with a tuba running around my neighborhood. I don't know what's going on, dog. I was scared. I didn't know what's going on. But that's not besides the point. Besides the point. If Todd Monken, not Todd Monken, if Zach Jackson has some positivity, if Zach Jackson can admit that, hey, Shedeur was hitting some tight window throws, and that Deshaun Watson is also can miss the broadside of the barn sometimes, and then on top of that, show that a veteran, a 30-year-old, an old dog learning new tricks, Todd Monken is apparently teaching Deshaun Watson to be a better football player. So I have to assume that boy Shedeur is soaking up so much. He's already learning so much. I'm happy about it. Look, at the end of the day, him being in a great spot to continue to take the next steps possible. Look, let him be the best quarterback as possible. I mean, Oh no, you know what I'm saying? He gets to sit for a second, get paid some dollars, sell some jerseys, and do what he needs to do while he enriches himself, gets better, preserves his body, and you know, gets ready for. Look, quarterback careers are long. Quarterback backup careers are long. Forget about starter careers. I mean, you can be a backup for like 2 decades and just be vibing out. I'm not sure. Shedeur don't want to be a backup, but you can, you know, take your time and really grow into it if that's what he wants to do. But we know Shedeur loves football. We know the reason Shedeur picked the Browns instead of going to the Ravens or the Eagles is because, look, he knows this is the team where he has the shot to be the starter. So he's not conceding. He knows he needs to get better, and he knows that he's competing, and he's out there doing it. That's why you see those lasers he's throwing. That's why you see him stepping up in the pocket. That's why you see people like Coach Riesland even commenting on how much and how great he is stepping up in the pocket, the velocity, being able to work it right. You're already seeing improvements from Shedeur. This is one of my favorite reps, even though there's nothing, you know, amazing or whatever. It's the velocity, it's the quickness, it's him being crafty in the pocket. It's what he does best, the craftiness. And the one big thing that they said he couldn't do which was work the pocket. He continues to get better at that, and now he's showing you at the first chance he can maneuver out of it and take the next steps. Man, I think Todd Monken is a beautiful incubator for Shedeur to grow. Let's see, and we shall see what next steps happen. Y'all let me know how y'all feel down in the comments. Like if you like it, dislike if you don't. Subscribe if you like football content. Everything else in between, man. Y'all be blessed. We'll see you next time. Peace. All right, it's Denzel Boston time. See, this is what had happened, right? What had happened is I asked y'all last stream. I said, hey, yo, what do y'all want to do next stream? And I gave y'all a few different, you know, ideas. And the thing that won was a film breakdown. So I was like, what type of film we gonna break down? And then that boy Denzel Boston did what he did. So I think he made it easy. We gonna show you a little Denzel Boston film, especially with the allegations of him not being able to separate. Now, if I could just read the chat for just a second. How are we feeling? How are we living? Trizzy says, Shedeur has too much arm talent to be a backup quarterback his entire career. It's not going to be long. Shedeur being a backup his entire career is not a reality. I'm just saying if he wanted to. That's not what he wants to get down to. But you got to realize that this is not a scenario where it's just a one-on-one type thing. This is a scenario where, again, you're not battling just Deshaun Watson. You're battling that contract. You know what I'm saying? Browns got 3 quarterbacks they can't cut. Yeah, it's definitely a situation. It's definitely a situation. One Ohio dog, how you feeling? How you living? We're about to get into some Denzel Boston film breakdown, man. My phone cracked door dashing today, but I'm sorry about that, brother. I'm sorry about that. But what's it called? I'm just reading the chat for just a second. We're about to get into a little Denzel Boston film breakdown again. You guys requested the Denzel Boston, or y'all requested film breakdowns in general, I should say. So we got some Denzel Boston ready to go. I'm very excited about this. I'm very, very, very excited about this one. Because believe it or not, Denzel Boston is a dog. He's a dog, man. Where's that? There it is. Boom, boom, boom. Go like this with it, and then we go like, oh. I just wanna be free. But how's everybody doing so far? Everybody doing all right? I'm sorry, I gotta do one little thing real quick. I gotta put the thing on the thing and let it thang it. You feel me? Oh, dang it. I put it in the wrong place, dog. What the heck? Man. Why y'all playing these games, man? All right, don't do that. Nope. What? I'm sorry. My computer is acting a little crazy. Hold up. Bam. There you go. Bye. Yeah. Hey. All right, let me throw this up here. Let me do this, and then we're going to get right into the Denzel Boston breakdown. Denzel Boston and 2 new duo. Hey, I think that would be fine. But we were talking about this earlier, and because you can't really force like who you're gonna have chemistry with. You know who I have seen him have chemistry with? It's Tylan Wallace. So that's the veteran, formerly of the Baltimore Ravens. They seem to have good chemistry. Him and Shedeur, and then Shedeur and Carson Ryan seem to have really good chemistry just so far. Now, it doesn't mean that's the end all be all. Doesn't mean that him and Denzel Boston can't get real busy. But we'll see what happens. Oh dang! What happened to the thing? That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. Okay, let's get back to it. Drake stuck in your brain. Drake stuck in my what? Ohio Doc says, all is good. Watching you and the Cavs. Hey, hope the Cavs don't melt down like they did that last time, man. That was a tough spot, man. Teach me, baby. Taking that accountability away. New trio, 2, 12, and 1. Wait, who's 12 again? Who took 12? Oh, Denzel Boston. I'm stupid. I'm dumb. Hey, that boy Casey looked nice in the 1, too. Kevin in Atlanta using those same Cleveland lines. They don't learn, do they? Okay. The big knock on one Denzel Boston coming out of Washington, the 6'4 or 6'3, big body, big dog, contested catch, red zone target. They said he couldn't run routes. They said he couldn't create separation. Look, the catches are great. His hands are undeniable. He's unstoppable in the red zone, but he can't separate, and he's not great against zone. Well, it seems like right away he's kind of putting that to bed as Tyson Campbell. By the way, I called Tyson Campbell Tevin Coleman. Shout out Tevin Coleman, legendary Indiana running back. Please slap me in the face if teams can get somebody wrong. I'll be having 2010s running backs in my head. So let's watch, right? My live chat, I had them vote on what they wanted to see, and they said they want to see a film breakdown. So I said, who else than Denzel Boston getting absolutely busy baptizing a top-tier corner, right? This is a corner, Tyson Campbell, that Andrew Berry traded for in the midseason and really gave a lot of really good, valuable minutes to the Cleveland Browns. Again, we've seen this 1,000 times. The hips drop. He fakes looking back at the quarterback. He gets into a completely another gear at 6'4", and with 2 defenders on him, there's nothing they can do. Now, we're not just going to watch this. We got a lot more to watch, but I just wanted to show this because I think it's a clear, exemplary stance of what he can do. So let's break this down bit by bit, piece by piece. First things first, lots of power on this inside leg that he's going to use to drive, to push and force the effort to this outside leg of Mr. Tyson Campbell. And after that, those hips get flipped. And then after that, I'm going vertical, son. My chest is high and I'm good. And then right here in a flash, this is where everything goes right for Denzel Boston and wrong for Tyson Campbell as he drops it low. And let's make it real slow. Drops it low, and at that point, there's nothing Tyson Campbell can do because he's leaving. But again, we've seen this. We know this. And Todd Monken was quite impressed by this.
That was awesome, wasn't it? Wasn't that cool?
That's awesome.
I mean, I know I'm an offensive head coach, but hell, you get a draft pick and it's on one of the most talented guys in the league. So it's encouraging, right? That's what you want to see. You want to see your guys, especially some of your younger draft picks, make some of those plays. It's really cool. I mean, there's no other way to put it. You guys saw it. I mean, it doesn't matter who it is. It just happens to be elevated because it's a younger player that we certainly need to come along, right? Him and KC. There's a reason why you draft players, reason why you put them out there and see where we're at.
Look, No, I can't hide it. I have been big on Denzel Boston since before the Browns were even a target. Go go back in my channel. That's what I like about YouTube. You can go by the date and see. Tings has been wanting Denzel Boston to either go with Shedeur or come and join my Texas, even though we got a bunch of 6'4" freaks over there, because he's the truth. And immediately seeing that he is this good, I'm gonna just pat myself on the back. I told y'all about Harold Fannin. I'm telling you about Denzel Boston. Stamp it, right? And I don't hate Casey Concepcion. I've been sold on Casey Concepcion. I mean, we can even do a film breakdown on Casey Concepcion. But at the end of the day, Denzel Boston, you ain't got to do no convincing of me, man. You ain't got to do no convincing of me. At 6'3", 6'4", he moves so fluidly. Sorry, is what I should say. And it's a very phenomenal thing. But look, we're here for the film breakdown, right? We talked about a few things. But let's take some time. Let's get real deal football-y, and let's go back to Denzel Boston's college tape. We can't really break down much OTA tape except for that phenomenal stop and go that he did, or stutter and go. And it really showed a really, I don't want to say veteran level, but it showed a very crafty mindset when it comes to running routes. So with the idea that this man Denzel Boston can't run routes, or he can't create his own separation, he can only do contested catches. Let's take a look through a few of his better routes from his last seasons at Washington. Here we're starting against Michigan, right? So these aren't no slouches, right? Michigan, despite the win totals from some of the last few years after national championship, the defensive players are always elite and they're always NFL level players, right? So it looks like Denzel Boston's going to go ahead and attack this corner right away, and he's just going to go for a little speed out, except double move Charlie. Is Denzel Boston, are we calling him Johnny Double Move? Because when it comes to them double moves, he sells it quite well. Look at the way he sells this out and up. And again, this is a 6'4" receiver that people say can't separate. A few things that he does right off the back here, right? Your release is everything, right? What I love about this is again the craftsmanship, the salesmanship. Watch how he's gonna attack this corner. He's playing off, right? So it could be man, it could be an off. It looks like he's playing man because he's looking right at his hips. But it could be some sort of a cover 3 corner, or it could be I'm playing man, whatever, right? But what Denzel Boston's immediately gonna do is he's gonna attack him. And the reason why that's important, right, is he's creating space for himself right now, right? So this corner who's trying to mirror him over the top, stay over top of Denzel Boston, he's going to go ahead and take his back pedal, but he's going to start widening out because Denzel Boston is taking a path at him, right? So in order to keep his leverage, the corner is forced to back up, mirror him, and make sure I can stay over top of him in case he makes a break. Now, he gets what he wants, right? This is exactly why this corner went out here. This is exactly why Denzel Boston attacked him before running this out, because it's pretty common when you're running a speed out to attack, get some leverage, and then immediately turn so you can get that quick reception. But in this case, he wants to do all that, and just the body, the head, again, the salesmanship, his entire body is looking towards the side. This is an out route, ladies and gentlemen. There's nothing to be said about this other than this is an out route, right? So the corner, as you can see him here, he's going to go ahead and bite on this, right? So you see his foot got in the back there, and now he's driving hard because, hey, this is an out. I'm going to try to either undercut this, or I'm going to try to, make him have a very, very hard day, have a rough wake up when he wakes up, but instead puts his foot in the ground. And what I love about it, not just put your foot in the ground, not just be slight. We talk about it all the time on the channel. Attack the dead spot, right? Attack the dead zone. Don't just go up and get nasty with it. No, attack where you know he can't attack you with it. He's got number 20 touching earth. And, hey, man, for a guy who can't separate, that seems like a whole lot of separation for me. So let's go ahead. I got to keep moving the field so make sure you can see it. Here's Denzel Boston at the top. Again, going against Michigan again. These are real defenders. This is an off coverage player. This looks like cover 3, right? You got 1, 2, 3. It looks like a cover 3-ish look. Again, going to attack the defender. Going to give something to him. Going to force the defender. I think great wide receivers and great route runners, what they do is they're going to bring the action to the corner. They're going to manipulate them. They're going to force them to move and create the space that they want, right? Big step here. And man, for a guy who's 6'4", he can get in and out of the breaks and he can drop his hips so effectively. Here it is again, though, when we talk about manipulating space, right? This time what Denzel Boston is going to do is, again, attack the corner. But now the corner wants to keep this inside leverage, right? Because he wants to use his sideline as an extra defender, right? Because he knows he has a single safety over the top. So he's not trying to force as much. Well, technically you would be on the boundary out here if you had the corner, but that's not the point. The point is, right, this corner is definitely keeping almost an inside a shade as he's getting pushed in here, as Denzel Boston kind of coming in to eat some of this cushion up. And what that does is create some space for him as he goes to the outside. But of course, before going outside, he gives a mean head fake, a big step to the inside, and that big step to the inside again. Oh my god, that boy doing the stanky leg. That boy all mixed up and contorted. And look how smooth the 6'4" Denzel Boston. This is a DB that gets turned around due to the sheer power and ability of Denzel Boston to drop his hips and get out of his break. And boy, is that, oh my god, we missed it. Oh my god, he missed the ball. But man, if that wasn't a good route. Let's watch again. Now with somebody all up on him, this looks like, man, this is man coverage all up on him, outside leverage. Hey, I'm bringing it to you, right? So now he's going against a Boise State defender who's going to be in. Now he's in a trail technique, right? So he's going to stay underneath him in this trail technique. Hey, shout out to the ref for helping him out there. And that looks like a whole lot of separations. I'm telling you, Denzel Boston is no slouch here. And again, the physicality, right? The ability to get open, right? Why aren't we talking? Why are we so focused on the fact that he doesn't have a bunch of release packages, right? Because he don't do a bunch of hezzy tweens when he releases and get off the line. What matters is that he gets real low and gets real nasty on that little zig route. I mean, 6 foot. Have I said he's 6'4"? Have I said that 18 times? Have I? Again. He's a danger near the goal line, but not just for jump balls, right? You see 6'4", you see the contested catches. You might just be thinking, oh, he's a danger around the goal line because he goes up and get it. No, sweetheart, because them boys' hips don't lie. Look how low he gets. He's 6'4", and look where his helmet is. His helmet is he's in the armpit of this defender who's taller than him, gets real low. That motherfucker look like he playing the tuba now. What happened? Y'all seen that in Drumline where you got, that boy got it. You got it. You know what I mean? You really got to give it to him, and he getting as much as he can take right now. He done got the maximum that he can take. That boy is moonwalking in Calabasas right now. There's not one cleat in the dirt. That's not good. That's not good. If you don't have no cleats in the dirt and Denzel Boston got another cleat in the dirt and he about to make 2 more steps before you even touch the earth, that's not good, man. But they told you he couldn't separate. Remember that. Again, near the goal line, looks like man coverage. He's all up in his grizzly. Inside release. Ooh. Oh my God. Somebody stop this man. Didn't they tell you when you 6'4", you ain't supposed to move like that? Didn't they tell you that? Inside release. I mean, just the way he can just drop his hips, the fluidity in and out of there. He makes himself a target for the Q. And again, Mr. Goal Line Charlie, right? And the thing that I love about him is he does have a release package, but it's slight. He gets where he needs to go. His release package is simply about getting his feet, generating power, and making sure he goes where he wants to go. I want to show you something. Now, do remember that this wide receiver is off the line and Denzel Boston is off the line. And he's got this press guy in his face. But I just want you to watch the difference between how these receivers get off the line. Denzel Boston, boom, he's taking 1, 2, 3 steps, right? 1, 2, 3, and he's out of there. Now, again, this guy didn't have the press coverage. He's just running right. But this man, Denzel Boston, has now swiped hands. He's changed directions, and now he's threatening vertical right now. And he's going to hit a rocker step. I think, a rocker step, create more space, and just be able, not only that, we talking about route running, but then, hey, don't give up on the play. Help your quarterback out, why don't you, right? And then one more time for my guy Denzel Boston, because I want to make sure you understand the intricacies of the game, of his game in particular, because it gets real wicked, real deadly, real quickly. Now, I like, this is a cool little, just slants, man. Just a slant, man. Just a little slant where he's able to open himself up. Ooh, not afraid to get hammered there. Oh, wait. Sorry, this wasn't the play. Sorry, I thought that was a play that it wasn't, but it wasn't. So I'm going to go for one more play, man. I'm going to go for one more play just because I felt like it, man. Again, timing up top. This one's different because it's a pick route. So, you know what I'm saying? This one's not that special. I think we got to the main ones that I wanted to see. Again, do you see the hips? Do you see the hips? I just want to make sure you've seen the hips. So, look, Denzel Boston is really, really good at football. And don't worry, because there are some stat nerds that also say he's really, really good at football.
72.5% success rate versus man for Denzel Boston. The guys that I kind of think he is in the same like family of wide receiver. It's like Drake London, 73%, Tedero McMillan, 70.4%. Okay. Like those guys went in the top 10. I don't think Denzel Boston is going in the top 10. Both those guys, by the way, were much better zone beaters and better deep threats than Denzel Boston is.
Right.
But he's kind of, like I said, in that same archetype of receiver. And for Denzel Boston, strong usage on the dig routes and 79% success rate on the dig routes. So definitely a strength of his game. That's kind of what I kind of think he is, a guy that's not just an X receiver, somebody that can move across the formation. And even, by the way, if he plays more in the slot or as that movement Z, you might even see his like success rate versus zone coverage go up.
Denzel Boston is an absolute weapon. I think a lot of people underrated what he could do. And, you know, sometimes we get into the draft and I think some of these teams just kind of stick to some of these, I don't want to say accolades, but some of these, you know, how do I say it? Some of these things that just stick with players and they just allow it to kind of define what they see and how they, you know, see that player holistically, when at the end of the day, you know, these are players that if with the right development, right situation, and more importantly, when it comes to offensive players, an offensive coordinator who's, you know, creative enough to use them in multiple ways. I mean, being compared to Tedero McMillan after the freshman season or rookie season he had is no slouch at all. So this is going to be a very, very dangerous man, potentially in a very dangerous offense. So y'all let me know how y'all feel about this situation. Dangerous. Like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't. Subscribe if you like football content. If you want more breakdowns of this, where we're going to go a little deeper into it, show about a player, something specific about him, let me know. I think it's a fun time bringing a little foosball down, man. But y'all be great. Y'all be beautiful. Y'all be blessed. We'll see you next time. Peace. Trizzy said, oh, y'all in there talking to each other in the chat. Just the Girl says 6'3" and 5'8", the literal same height as T. Higgins. And I'm not mad at it because two needed one of them. Hey, man. It's going to get real dangerous. They get that boy to a chance. Come on now. All right, we did Denzel Boston. We did OTA Day. Y'all want to check in with our guy, Cam Ward? Let's check in with our guy, Cam Ward. Things, are we still doing the throwback games or so? We need to look. Oh, yeah. No, we're doing the throwback games. What's it called? Here's the thing. I'm gonna do the throwback. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do the throwback game, like what do you call it? Well Off Media. Oh, I just threw my pen. Well Off Media reactions on the second channel, on the reaction channel. But then I also want to do like actual reaction to the game and maybe breaks down like the best plays of some of those throwback games on this channel. And I think that'll be some really dope off-season content as well. What's it called? Well, here, give me 1 second. Let me just knock this out real quick. I'm gonna step right back in. All right. I'm gonna be right back. What song y'all want? Y'all want Black Ops or y'all want Brownies? Which y'all want? I'm gonna start with Black Ops. Y'all let me know if y'all want something else. Okay. Dang, I didn't do it right. It's not high enough. And you can see my forehead. You don't want to see too much of that. You don't want to see too much of the forehead, man. You don't want to see none of all that, man. Put them over yonder. Yip the yibbler. Yip the wibbler. Wait, hold on. Hey. Man, you tweaking, fool. All right, cool. Back to regularly scheduled programming. I got my foosball here for no reason. No, I don't got y'all on timeout, man. Sometime I gotta handle some business. You know what I mean? Streaming for this long, you give it. You know what I mean? It'd be too much. Let me make sure. Also, I had somebody in my chat, somebody in my video. They're like, your eyes look like that. You look high, and your lips and blah blah blah. Yo. Tings don't do no. Tings got ashy lips and a young kid that keeps him up late at night. Trust me, I'm gonna let you know if I'm on that cheddar cheese, if I'm on that grizzly green. Come on now, I'm gonna let you know. But I did think that was funny though. I did think it was funny. You look high. I'm like, come on, dog. I look that bad? Come on, that's why I had to get the haircut too. I don't see, but you know what I'm saying? It's a little more cleaned up. Some of y'all think Tings don't got hair because I wear hats. I just wear hats because my head looks weird with these headphones on. Can I be honest with you? I got a big old noggin and it looks weird with these on. So the what's it called? The hat kind of breaks it up. It makes it look a little more like I don't have a ginormous noggin. Okay, Cam Ward time. Oh yeah, trust me. I got them ashy lips now. I got them. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you now. Why would I lie, man? Gotta tell you this. All right, this is how we're gonna do it. This is how we're gonna close it out. This is what I see in my vision. I say we go Cam Ward. It don't really seem like a lot of y'all want to hear from Stefanski. But the Stefanski stuff is kind of funny, though. I will say that. The Stefanski stuff is kind of funny. But regardless, we're going to go Cam Ward. Then we go wrap up. And then we do a game reaction, right? And what I want to do is you talk about throwback for, what's it called? For the second channel, we're going to watch another one of those, what's it called? What do you call it? The Prime series. You know what I'm talking about? In the high school games. We'll watch another one of those. All right? But if y'all want, okay, how about this? Let's do a poll. I feel like the poll is always going, you know what I'm saying? We yapping about Falcons. Y'all want me to yap about the Falcons tonight? Y'all let me know. Because if not, keep it moving. I'll keep it moving. I'll keep it pushing. All right. So let's get into it. Leanne laughing at me. Sanders 2.0 overtime channel. Yeah, the Sanders 2.0. What's it called? On the overtime channel. All right, let's check in on Cam Ward, man. Let's check in on our guy, Cam Ward. My goodness, if those Tennessee Titans helmets don't look good in the light, man. Look, OTA. Day 3, I guess, for the Titans as well. Look, all the OTAs kind of started in different days, but the media was at this OTA day, so we got lots and lots of clips. Cam Ward throwing to Bryce Wasserman. We got Will Levis throwing to Wan'Dale Robinson. Interesting. Will Levis will be an interesting quarterback to look at going into this offseason. Obviously, a lot of people think that he has the talent to possibly, it's funny because he's Tennessee Titans to be the next Malik Willis, somebody who could possibly sit for a second, maybe develop into something and get, the potential first round talent that he was supposed to be out of him. But right now, Cam Ward is the leader in charge, and Hendon Hooker's there too. Dang, talk about. Yeah, man, Hendon Hooker. This is a really good. This is a cool quarterback room. I like Hendon Hooker at Tennessee. I thought he was going to be a dog. You see Cam Ward and Mr. Brian Daboll in the back, actually kind of chopping it up and doing good. And we know about Brian Daboll. We know what he was associated with You know what I'm saying? What's it called? With some lies and some slander that had happened with one of Cam Ward's buddies, Shedeur. But look, maybe Brian Daboll is a humble man, and maybe things have changed, and maybe he understands this is one of his last chances to show that he can be a top-tier coordinator as well as a head coach in the future. And if he pulls off, maximizing the elite talent that is Cam Ward, I think he will definitely be looked at in a certain way. So, having a motivated coordinator, former head coach, is very, very positive, and I think a good spot to be. And it seems like but Cam Ward has a lot of reasons to be positive, because that boy lost 10 pounds and all that. That boy on Jenny Craig, ain't it?
You look slimmer. Are you in a different kind of shape than you were this time last year?
I am. Trying to get a little bit leaner. Then just trying to stay, durable for a long season.
What are you doing different?
So what?
What are you doing different?
I just continue to watch my diet more, continue to have more cardio, continue to just work on my body, just here and then when I'm away from the building.
What are some of the particular dietary changes that you've made, like cut out fried foods, snacks, and what is seed oils?
It's really just watching the calorie limit, then watching the amount of protein and carbs that I need to put in, then what's best for my body, how I feel, eating different.
One of the things that kind of gets lost in, following a player, especially because, last year we were following Cam Ward, Shedeur, Travis Hunter. They were all rookies, right? We're following a lot of rookies last year. This year, it's so interesting to follow second-year players, because what you learn is that they learn so much in their first year, right? And you see so much difference. I know a lot of people were saying, even before I talked about it, people were in my comments saying, hey, yo, Shedeur looks slimmer, XYZ. Immediately, I was like, oh, man, the zip on Shedeur's ball looks different. Like, the way that he's attacking like, you see these differences. And then for Cam Ward, hey, I want to handle this a different way. And when I say that is like, you can tell the intentionality behind the players, right? And I think that's so interesting to see that, whether it's, getting slimmer or maybe stronger or maybe faster, like whatever that thing is, the fact that you're willing to put that work in to improve is such a phenomenal positive sight. I'm so happy for Cam Ward that he's continuing to be in a place in a spot that he can feel confident enough to continue to develop. Obviously, he's got a new head coach, new offensive coordinators, a lot of new change around him, but a lot of new weapons too that are probably on the positive side, where there is going to be some time where he has to develop some sort of chemistry. I think you got to be excited if all of that talent is as much of an upgrade as it seems to be for Cam Ward and the Titans. Got to be excited for this guy. And I think the biggest and most glaring weapon is a weapon that for some reason started becoming controversial, and that's Mr. Carnell Tate. They said he's too slow. They said he's too this and too that. And let's hear about that connection so far.
We see you targeted Tate a lot today. Like, how much does establishing that idea, that understanding that you trust him, you believe that he's a top flight receiver, like how much do you feel that could help jumpstart what you guys need to be able to do to be successful?
Which receiver? Which receiver are you talking about? Tate?
Carnell Tate.
I just think he'll have an explosive year just because he'll get a lot of one-on-one matchups, and that's what we want. We want guys to come down and play man because we think we can beat them. And I think just him in this system, he's going to have a lot of feel, to have a lot of freelance within his routes, field space to sit down. And for a rookie coming in his position, I think this is one of the best offenses he could be in, just because he's gonna get coached, but he's not gonna get overcoached. He's gonna still be able to play football how he sees it. He listens to the quarterback, and he's gonna be a great target for me.
You love to hear that, right? And Cam Ward is somebody, obviously you don't become a starting quarterback in the NFL, first round pick, without loving football, but he loves the game of football. So I think that comment and the comments that he says about Carnell Tate have a lot of weight to it, right? Where he says, look, and not just the comments, but the implementation, right? There's so many questions about, whether new systems, new teams become, rookies transitioning, how are they going to be implemented? Where do they see them? What are you an X? Are you a Z? Are we going to put you more in the slot because we have this guy, right? The fact that Cam Ward is already identifying that, look, Carnell Tate is not only going to be a big part of this offense, but also an offensive weapon that's going to have a little bit of, leniency, a little bit of agency, I think I should say, in the way that he's going to be deployed in himself. And that just, we've seen that throughout the years, whenever players are allowed to, if they have the right passion, when they're allowed to inject themselves into the game, right, and adds whatever they feel in that flavor and that connection, it only takes things to that next level. You know what I'm saying? Sorry about that. I got a work text. Golly. So stupid. I'm sorry, guys. I had to interrupt the video. I gotta handle something real quick. Ooh, golly, dog. Jesus. Sorry. I just woo, people be pissing me off, man. All right, back to the video. Ting's back on the bike. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. This is second stream in a row. Real work is messing it up. It ain't got nothing to do with little things. I don't want anybody to think that it is work that is making no sense. And it's just sending me stupid stuff while we're doing what we're doing. But let's get back into it. Them parlay tickets are Hey man, y'all funny. Y'all so funny people. Nah, man, you got that person that at work that's like, hey dog, man, I would just rather do your work than you do what you do. I don't increase my pay. I don't want you to do your job. I want you just sit down. You can get your check, but it would be so much better if you got the way. Like just do that. Because man, oh man. People just be putting things in the way for no reason. Where was I? Let's get back into it. Let me get back into it, man. I'm out my frame. So, but beautiful thing, not Cam Ward, but Carnell Tate. It should be an immediate weapon, immediate use for Mr. Cam Ward in an offense that was lacking in wide receivers, right? Obviously, Calvin Ridley had some injuries. Gunnar Helm, decided to step up in some big ways. You had Alec Iomana really trying to make some impacts as well. But right now, you see, boom, the easy pitch and catch to Mr. Carnell Tate. And look, I know a lot of people were talking about the 40-yard time and who's slow and who's not slow. But, man, I'll tell you, them ginormous hands that Carnell Tate has is very positive if you're worried about any other sorts of measurements or timetables and anything like that. Here he is against or throwing to Wan'Dale Robinson. Now Wan'Dale Robinson, you can't underestimate here. This is Brian Daboll brought in a lot of players from the Giants to go ahead and with some familiarity in the system to hopefully add some top tier weapons for Cam Ward. So I'm happy to see that. And again, Carnell Tate seemingly is impressing everybody, right? So here he is going through a few reps, right? Slowly, surely, smoothly. Something that, you love to see from a wide receiver is look at their head, right? And what I want to see is their head. Doesn't change very often. Look how his head's very still. Boom, 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 right? That means he's under control, right? That means he can sell his routes very well, right? That means he's tracking his ball, the ball tracking is elite. That tells you so much about the confidence that he has in his football game. Look, I don't know why people try to overthink what Carnell Tate is. He you know, a lot of people's wide receiver 1, and he went wide receiver 1 for a reason. Because he's a wide receiver 1, right? And he's going to step in and immediately add some firepower to this team. That now with the addition of that, with getting Calvin Ridley back, we're getting Wan'Dale Robinson. Gunnar Helm hopefully takes that bigger step into year 2. Look 'em horns, right? This could be a scary little. This could be a little team, man. They could have a little team down there, man. They could have a little team down there. Here's Carnell Tate again. This time a little more sped up. And again, I love what you see out of the breaks. I love the smoothness, the under controlledness. I love the explosion there. And, you know, it wouldn't be an OTA without hearing from some of the coaches. So let's see what some of the coaches had to say today. First things first, Cam Ward, 100% fully healthy. Love it.
Yeah, his arm's perfectly healthy. He's slinging the ball. I mean, he's got some good velocity on it. And, you know, just like everyone else, learning the system. And but so far, so good.
So far, so good. But of course, we got more videos. Here it is. Cam Ward throwing the ball and how it's looked.
Yeah, his arm's perfectly healthy. He's slinging the ball.
This is the same video. This is the same video. I'm sorry. It was supposed.
Learning the system, and but so far, so good.
Supposed to be another video. I'm so sorry. I stomped all over that. That's on me. That's on me. Sometimes you just gotta take a timeout. You know what I mean? Sometimes you take a timeout. You reload. You reset the offense, reset the defense, slow it down, right? Set your tempo, right? Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with setting your own tempo, right? So let's slow it down really quickly here, right? Okay. We're gonna slow the tempo down. We're gonna reorganize, right? And then we're gonna hop right back in there. We're gonna hop right back in there like it's Nathan. Hop back in there like it's Nathan. Right, now we're going to hear a little bit more from the coach, of course, but first things first, Wan'Dale Robinson, one of those new weapons that actually followed Brian Daboll over from the New York Giants, and what he's seen from Cam Ward.
Cam, just from your interaction with him here over the first couple of months with the team.
I would say one on the football field is the arm talent. You know, the ball jumps out of his hand, and you know, whenever we're off the field, he's just like one of the other guys. And you want to play for a quarterback like that you can always hang out with outside of football and be cool with. And then whenever it's on the football field, it's all business. So love him to death.
Hey. Yeah. You better love QB1. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no other response. You feel me? Shout out to the psycho. Is it the psych ward? I'm gonna call y'all either the psych ward or the wardens. It's one that y'all gotta decide in the comments. I'm down to either the psych ward or the wardens for the Cam Ward fan club. Hearing a little bit more about Robert Saleh now. Gonna speak about one Brian Daboll, new offensive coordinator, formerly head coach of the Giants.
It's been great. Everything's going to be great right now. You know, like I've said before, guys, and I'll say to you guys that the true character of everybody in this building will be revealed in adversity. And right now, things are good. Everyone feels good. Everyone's receptive. Everyone's paying attention, and there's a lot of good dialogue. And right now is a great opportunity to build that trust. And there'll be bumps in the road, and it'll be exciting to see how those interactions take place when that happens.
Hey, beautiful stuff. Love to see it. And you know, hopefully clean slate. Hopefully Brian Daboll does right by Cam Ward, because Cam Ward has way too much talent. Speaking of way too much talent, again, did I say that Carnell Tate has ginormous hands? They tried to tell y'all this man wasn't wide receiver 1 in this draft class, dog. I just don't know. Sometimes y'all be doing nasty stuff. Now another phenomenal story: undrafted free agent wide receiver Tyron Montgomery, who came out of D3, I believe, John Carroll College. He was formerly at Jackson State with Shedeur, actually. So good to see him. He's a big body guy. He's very explosive. He's still doing his job, forcing his way onto the team the best he can. And another player who's going to have a really good preseason is Xavier Restrepo. And if you've been following Cam Ward as long as this channel has been following Cam Ward, you know about Xavier Restrepo. That was his go-to guy, Cam Ward's go-to guy at Miami. And he basically pleaded teams when he got drafted to get Xavier Restrepo on the team. He didn't get drafted, but he did get Xavier Restrepo signed to the Titans, and he was on the cusp of making some bigger plays when it came to the end of the year. And then on top of that, what's it called? It really seemed like, that connections kind of stayed and kind of carried over from Miami. There he is getting a little, getting familiar with the offensive coordinator, catching some punts and whatnot, one-handed, you feel me? So, or catching some catches there, rather one-handed. Gotta show off when the offensive coordinator is looking, man. Gotta show off when the offensive coordinator is looking. So good stuff there. Good look there. Here's some more work with the quarterbacks. I'm just happy to hear these things from Cam Ward. I think Cam Ward's going to have a phenomenal second year. I know I'm a Texans fan, so I hate to see that there are going to be good things going on in Tennessee. Oh, rhyming accidentally. My God, my big feet just swipping across the floor. So, beautiful stuff. I love to hear it. I love to see it. Man, them uniforms are so clean. I'm going to just have to keep checking in with the Tennessee Titans. But y'all let me know how you feel down below in the comments. Like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't. I love everybody getting healthier, getting better, improving, and it's going to be a scary sight to see. Hype the video, by the way. Let's get hyped up, man. Be great, be beautiful, be blessed, be all those things in a pack of chips, man. Y'all be amazing. We'll see you next time. Peace. Hey, Kashlicer. Okay. So I always do a poll. I want y'all to know I do polls. And I asked y'all, are we yapping about the Falcons tonight? The poll says, yes, we are. So let's wrap it up with a little bit of Kevon Stefanski and his little quarterback situation. I promise you won't take too long. Won't take too much of your time. What's it called? Hey, man, them Deshaun Watson people are very, they get offended every time I call him a freak. And it's like, dog, he's a freak. Like, it's okay, man. It's okay. He's a freaky dude. Tings, I think you were meaning to say some players come out of college carrying stigmas that media won't let them live down through, and after they are drafted. That's a really good point, Emerstone. That is a really good way of phrasing it. Hey, man, that's way better than I could have said it. That's way better than I said it. Sometimes I be getting sleepy up here, man. I be getting a little tired, man. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Lord, forgive me. Oh my God. Wow. That's impressive. That's impressive. That's quite impressive. Okay. What was the CPM on that? That is crazy. Okay, let's hop right back into it. So let's check in on Stefanski, man. Let's check in on Stefanski. All right, so Kevin Stefanski's quarterback battle he's got brewing is going in an interesting direction. It looks like Tua is leading it, because right now that's all we seeing is this man Tua getting move. Whoa. Hey, Tua, I ain't see you move like that since Nick Saban was coaching, dog. Hey, Tua, who you think you is? Breaking the pocket, rolling to his right. Now, remember, he lefty, so him rolling to his right is like rolling to the left. So, really, he freshish with all this designer on for real. And then it don't stop there, because don't stop till you get enough. You love when Kyle Pitts gets some balls, you know what I'm saying? First off. Hey, yo, whoa! I'm sorry. But, ooh. Look, man, Kyle Pitts is one of the most exciting football players. He's long, he's fast, he plays a tight end. He's an instant mismatch problem. Kevin Stefanski is blessed with a very dynamic roster, except, maybe at his potential quarterback starting spot where he has to deal with two injury-prone players, two lefties, and right now it seems like Tua, of all players, which not a lot of Falcons fans, is this AI. Oh, so now Tua knows how to move around the pocket. Actually, this is Dolphins fans actually mad about this. But it seems like a lot of people have mixed feelings about Tua seemingly leading the quarterback race over there for the Falcons. Now, again, it's OTAs like any regular team, and which I think this is so interesting. Nobody has a lead, right? When you check in with the Browns media, this person has a lead, this person has a lead. When you check with the Falcons media, there is no person with a lead because, guys, it's just OTAs, right? A quarterback battle has to battle. It has to go through training camp. Now, Kevin Stefanski isn't known to have very even quarterback battles either, so maybe it's a trap all along, and Tua was the guy for him. We know how he feels about his left-handed Polynesian quarterback, so it's good to see Tua, though, because remember, look, as much as we make jokes about Tua, and the last time we saw Tua, the football wasn't that great. At the end of the day, he is a legendary player in regard. I don't like when people discredit players' whole entire careers because, a part of their, athletic career. And I'm going to have some of the receivers in the background doing some drills as I yap. You got Drake London going first. I do believe that's not Darnell Mooney. That's because Darnell Mooney got traded. But here goes Zachariah Branch, obviously not first round pick, but pick out of Georgia as well. But yeah, you're it's going to be interesting to see kind of how everything shakes out. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a team that has so much, dynamism. How you say dynamism? Dynamism. Dynamism. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's going to be very interesting with the, like I said, 2 injury-prone quarterbacks. You've got some interesting players there. You got Drake London, who's a 6'5" maniacal man. Kyle Pitts, who's just a freak of nature in all regards. So there's going to be a lot of conversation of how is this offense going to maximize? How is this offense going to get the most of it? And again, the fact that there doesn't seem to be as much negativity surrounding the quarterback situation so far. It seems to be a lot of open-mindedness because they don't really know what they're going to get, right? And they're hoping that they just get competent quarterback play. Again, this is a Falcons team that was mid, right? It was a Falcons team that almost won the NFC South. Like, they had a chance to win the NFC South, and the head coach still got fired. So this is clearly a talented roster that's ready to make something happen. But don't you worry, because Michael Penix also got some throws in. Now, this was not from those clips I showed you was from today. This was, I believe, from yesterday. There he is planting on that leg, really zipping the ball. Look, man, Michael Penix at the height of what he could do, man, the ball placement is absolutely elite. The zips elite. Like, he is a special thrower of the football. Injuries, though, is going to be what shapes the entire outlook on his availability. And let's see what, again, the local Atlanta Falcons media, what they have to say about the quarterback situation and if Michael Penix is healthy enough to be QB1.
Obviously, kind of the guy who stole the show yesterday was, someone who's vying for, the most important position on the team, which is Michael Penix Jr., and somebody that we all have high hopes for. And I got to say, my hopes are maybe even higher, or maybe my expectations of him potentially winning the quarterback job to start the season have elevated from where they were based upon what I'm seeing from him.
Okay. Well, you like to see that. That's an interesting perspective on where people see it. Now, what about a fan perspective? Again, more Falcons media about how people feel about Tua or Michael Penix right now and who has the edge.
And this will be uncomfortable for you to hear. It's not an opinion. I think it's pretty factual. Tua is a better quarterback today than Michael Penix.
That's true.
And I don't mean today because Michael's coming off injury. Tua is just better. Like, even last year, Tua, which he's not the Tua that he was 3 years ago. He's had his eggs, completely smashed 2 or 3 times. He'll never be that again. But Tua last year had a down year. Do you guys know how much better it was than Michael's year? And this is not me rooting. This is me just looking at numbers and telling you the difference in the two quarterbacks. Last year, Tua, in a season where he lost his job, completed nearly 68% of his passes, threw 20 touchdowns, 190 yards a game. The number that got him benched, he threw 15 picks, which was never a number that Tua had to worry about.
And he also said all his teammates were lazy.
Well, that was after.
That didn't really help.
Yeah, he's talked about people getting to meetings late and all the things that were going on behind the scenes. Michael Penix a year ago completed just 60% of his passes.
And it looked it.
220 yards a game, 9 touchdowns, 3 picks. Now, again, this isn't Tua of 2023 who led the league in passing. That was just 3 years ago, but that's not that guy anymore because of the concussions. Michael has his own injury issues the way Tua does. Tua's head, Michael's knee, so they both are dealing with that. Tua's biggest advantage over Michael will be the fact that his completion percentage is always good. Even in a year where last year he wasn't good, he completed nearly 68% of his balls. And remember what Mike or what Matt Ryan said when talking about Michael over the summer at one point, or excuse me, when he got the job back in the beginning of the year. He said, we have to worry about hitting the layups. And I thought that was just so perfect when talking about Penix, that we can all brag on the big arm about people getting to meetings late and all the things that were going on behind the scenes.
I just think it's so funny when you think about, and I honestly think this might just be a young quarterback thing, but that's the same thing people said about Shedeur Sanders. Now in a different manner, right? And Michael Penix has been in the league a little longer. He's dealt with some injuries, XYZ. I think it's so interesting that that's what they were talking about with Shedeur in his development, right? And is hitting the layup, right? So just two young quarterbacks kind of getting through some of the things that, and the fact that they have the explosives, right? Michael is known for having a big arm, right? And Shedeur is known for getting out of structure and maximizing and making big plays happen, right? So two different ways to skin a cat, both explosive plays. Michael Penix does it with velocity and his arm talent and, the placement in those deeper balls. But it seems like for Michael, it could be a 10-yard out could go to Jesus if, you know what I'm saying, if you don't throw it right. So it's a lot of that. And I think that's an interesting observation that could trickle down to maybe a conversation again about young quarterbacks and how they're being developed and maybe not developed the right way. I know a lot of people have been making sort of that argument of where the development of young quarterbacks is. And I think it's hard for me to just say that, if we're not just going to say the injuries were the issue and he was actually a bad quarterback, if, as the Falcons media is saying, then we're going to have to address that he's another young quarterback with a high pedigree coming out of Washington that apparently wasn't good enough to maximize. Like, I think there's something lost in translation where some of these quarterbacks aren't able to develop in the right way because maybe the starting position isn't what they've been sold on coming out of college, and maybe that's because collegiate coaches and programs potentially aren't preparing their quarterbacks in the right way, and maybe that's the NFL's inability to actually develop. I think there's a big conversation to be had, but either way, there's a quarterback problem, and the fact that somehow the quarterbacks keep getting blamed for it, I think that's such an interesting conversation. But here it is, just some general OTA talk. Look, maybe Kevin Stefanski doesn't see Tua being and starting as a problem. So maybe I shouldn't be as negative, right? Maybe he's very happy. He's got such a talented roster, man. Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson, Brian Robinson, right? There's a lot of good players, and we haven't even got to the defensive side of the ball. I know this is going to sound crazy to anybody who's a Falcons fan and has been a Falcons fan for like the last decade. What I'm about to say is the craziest thing you've probably heard in a very long time. But the defense of the Falcons has to be the highlight, even though there's so many talented players on the offensive side of the ball. Jesse Bates, Avion, and AJ Terrell. Obviously, Avion, the younger brother of AJ, but AJ is a certified dog at the cornerback position, and Jesse Bates is an absolute. They're both all pros. Jesse Bates is an absolute game changer, and that's not even talking about the first year guy coming into his second year guy. Mr. Xavier Watts, who was an absolutely outstanding defensive player, who was in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. They had Defensive Rookie of the Year. They had two Defensive Rookie of the Years on a potential. Now, one of them, we don't know what's going to happen, and there seems to be a lot of question marks. Let's see if Locked On Falcons has any updates on James Pierce and that insane situation with the WNBA superstar as well.
Clean slate every year. But we'll see how he handles the tumultuous offseason, and if he's locked in and ready to go and comes out of the gate. I'd love to sit here 6 months from now and be like, man, James Pierce got off to a far better start coming off that suspension than I certainly expected him to do. But until we get there, I'm just going to continue to be like, oh, James Pierce, we'll see.
So uncertainty is the name of the game. That's just how things go right now. But someone you shouldn't be uncertain about is Jalen Walker, right? Former Alabama player. Or wait, is he Alabama or Georgia? I get them mixed up. James Pierce is Tennessee. Jalen Walker, I believe, is Alabama. But what I do know is that he was pitched as this tweener guy that could, rush the passer very well, as also be an offline linebacker, and he was a part of a big transformative part of him, James Pierce, as well as Xavier Watts, to making this defense, kind of a laughing stock, someone that's known to just be rolled over on. to a very formidable defense. This is one of the best defenses from a sack perspective as well as a passing defense perspective. So really good to see. And I'm hoping that 92.9 the game has some positivity about what Jalen Walker is going to get in his second year.
We also got to hear from Jalen Walker. He talked about being excited for year 2.
I push forth every day, going out, attacking each day, day in, day out, just getting better, just really excited for year 2 for me. And I just don't know what to say about it. So, yeah.
Boom. I'm telling you, I can hear something in his voice right there.
Yeah?
He sounds more confident. He sounds like he understands the task ahead of him. He just sounds a lot different to me than he did last year when we were hearing from him at this time. And obviously there was lingering injury and things coming along with that. Trying to find your footing as a rookie in the NFL is very, very difficult. But he sounded like he just had a little extra pep in the response right there that's got to feel good for him.
Well, talk about it. Talk about the difference in year 1 to year 2. Not only is everything you've went through in that whole process of getting drafted, but I know that, well, I guess for him it is the same system, right? So,
yeah.
I mean, just talk about how it clicks, because I think it clicks for some people.
I think y'all will respond to this. Do y'all ever have, 3 things going on at once that, are bothering you?
Mm-hmm.
And individually, one of those things probably wouldn't bother you over the top, but with 3 of them going on, you lose your mind. You're like, that's enough. There's a noise outside. I'm trying to work. My spouse is annoying me, and, I don't feel good. You know what I mean? And so I think you have to look at the rookie year like that. There's a lot of things going on, right? I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I'm living. I don't know who my roommates are. My friends are at home, my girlfriend, my mom, whatever it may be. I'm trying to learn an entirely new system. I'm trying to make sure that I live up to the potential of the 15th overall draft pick.
I'm sorry if you saw the pure confusion in my face as I listened to the Atlanta media, because they gave such a human response to the growth of Jalen Walker. I know if you're watching this Falcons fan, I mean, look at the page. I talk a lot about Shedeur. I talk about the Browns a lot. I mean, I don't know if you could tell if you're just a Falcons fan watching. So I am going to make another comparison to the Browns media. This is night and day. This Browns media member taking time to express the trials and tribulations that Jalen Walker, and remember, Jalen Walker had a successful rookie year. We're not talking about somebody who did bad in his rookie year. We're talking about someone who did positive his rookie year in the attention to detail. Oh, I can hear it in his voice. The recall of, I remember hearing Jalen Walker a year this time. The positivity that he shined. Look at what Jalen Walker has gone through. My goodness. I'm telling you, if you're a professional athlete, and I get it, a professional athlete, it's woe is me. There's only so much you can feel bad for them for. But, if you're going to be a media member, I feel like your job is to maybe have some positive outlooks, maybe see the positives that happen. And the fact that seemingly when I come over here to the Falcons media, it just seems to be either praise or just we don't know, no true speculation, no true putting any negatives on it, but more so asking very concerning, concerning as in I'm concerned, inquisitive questions, and then adding perspectives to these young men's lives and really commenting on the positive that you're seeing. My goodness. Hey man, I'm sorry if you don't like keeping up with the Falcons, right? You might not like Stefanski, right? But everything else going on with the Falcons, I'm personally enjoying so far. Stefanski has it nice over there, man. Sometimes people mess up and fall backwards into really good situations. I'm afraid Stefanski might have done that because I'm liking a lot of things that are coming. And maybe I'm just biased because I live in Georgia. But y'all let me know how y'all feel down below in the comments. Like the video if you like it, dislike it if you don't. Subscribe if you enjoy football content of all shapes, size, forms, fashions, and factors. Y'all be great. Y'all be beautiful. Y'all be blessed. And we'll see you next time. Yeah. Love the positivity. I love it. Now, I want to knock out some second channel videos. Man, I haven't done a second channel video in forever. So this is what I'm thinking. First off, I want to react to a 4th and 1. But Cam hasn't really been cranking out any 4th and 1s like that. So this is we're officially in the, what's it called? We're in the end stage. We got all the big videos out the way. Now, we're just going to do some second channel stuff. We're going to do some reactions. If y'all have any suggestions, if there's anything you want me to react to, please drop it low. Oh, perfect. This is what I want to see. I love the NIL conversation. There's nothing I love more than a good NIL talk. God, I love it. I love me some NIL talk. Dabo Swinney apparently is crying again. He's crying again. Oh, people telling Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick, yeah. Bill Belichick stories. I'm hearing you. I'm hearing it. All right, and then I'm gonna do these real quick. Get in, get out, pop in, pop out, bop in, bop out. Stay woke. Oh my goodness. He's telling a white man to stay woke. I'm confused by that one. I'm a little confusion about that one. All right, second channel stuff. We checking in with Cameron Newton, man. We seeing what this dude all about, what he yapping about, what he talking about. What's going on, man? Look, Cam Ward. Cam Newton has one of the most unique NFL careers of all time, being able to play for, obviously, and lead the Carolina Panthers for a while. The absurd rookie season. And don't forget about that 1 year in Auburn. From throwing laptops out of the window to also being coached by the illustrious Bill Belichick. Apparently, he got some untold stories about Billy B going 4-8 up there in UNC. Let's see it, man. Rhyming accidentally. Shout out Chris Moon.
Here we go, third down. Fan question of the week. What we got, Piggy?
Hey, it's Boogie. Look, man, I followed you your whole career, so there's not a whole lot of questions I have to ask you, but I do have one question because we didn't really get to see this in totality in the NFL. What was your favorite thing you got to learn under Bill Belichick? Like, was there something specific? Was there like something he showed you that kind of gave you a different vision, a different light, a different perspective under how you thought about it? Like, what was just in totality? I feel like that was what we missed out on. Had you had more time there in New England, that could have been a crazy dynamic. But what was your favorite thing you got to learn from Bill Belichick?
It's a great question, Peggy. Shout out to my mans for sending in that question.
James Whipper.
Whipper.
Shout out James.
Now,
man. Shout out James.
I said this to Matt Patricia, who was the general manager at the time, or serving in that position, and Bill Belichick the day that they released me.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you guys may not have made me a better football player, but what I experienced with the 365 days or the short months that I've been a part of the Patriots organization and under the divine order of William Belichick by way of Bill. Okay. You definitely made me a better businessman. Because Bill Belichick runs, or he takes his head coaching position like the head of a Fortune 500 company. Never forget, Robert Kraft called me and we were moving forward to making the decision and how they were going to do it. The thing that sticks out to me and will forever be engraved in my mind.
Ingrained.
Huh?
Ingrained.
Engraved. Like, you know how you engrave?
Oh, engraved meant. Oh. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Cam Newton dude just be making up words though. That's his thing.
ChatGPT over here. Ingrained in my brain was, he mentioned Cam as a member here. The Patriot way, we all pulling in the same direction. We all trying to win. Anything and everything that Bill Belichick decides to do, he has full autonomy to do it. You will not get no pushback, especially not publicly. We have already made an agreement, and that's cool. So for him, yeah, were there times where I had absolutely no idea what was going on? Yes. But that's scheme. Mm-hmm. That was rushing and saying, hey, I'm trying to learn a 20-year philosophy in 2 months. It's just not realistic. I just wish I would have had more time. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And wish I would have had more grace with that. Yeah. But it is what it is. Nevertheless, that's what I learned most. I think with learning up under Bill Belichick every single day, my challenge was I want to beat Bill Belichick. I seen his car. I wanted to beat Bill Belichick in the office. I'll find something to do. I'll get some treatment. I'll watch some film, but I'm going to beat him in the office. And there was many times where we walked in at the same time and I was just observing him from afar, just to see, even when he was working out, getting cardio, he had his iPad, he had his notebook, old school notebook, and that doggone yellow pencil. He was such a teacher.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing about coaching that I was honored to be able to witness this. He taught the game of football. It didn't matter what position you played. Because a person that is aware of the situation can best know how to serve the situation better. Man, we ain't never went over that. No, you will never say that. Not up under Bill Belichick. You did. Not what I experienced. He was teaching kickers about the 3-step drop. He was teaching quarterbacks about filling and spilling the hole, wrong arming, and what was the importance of stunts, showing film from Lawrence Taylor, Richard Seymour, Like these guys was so impactful to the team because I'm like, bro, there's no way we're watching John Elway footage in the quarterback meeting room and just to admire over John Elway's arm ability. I did not necessarily know that. And he was teaching us on a day-to-day basis. So that's what I learned most about him was just the ability to teach the game, no matter what position. See, it's always position specific, but sometimes you gotta not look through the peephole. So I appreciated his attention to detail and him being a great teacher of the game.
Attention to detail and a great teacher of the game. I want to speak about that. And I want to speak about that in twofold, right? I think the first observation from that, and it has to do with, one of my favorite players, Deshaun Sanders, is that I think you start realizing what it means to have certain experiences, right? To have certain experiences and be validated, and I don't mean validated as in just like, okay, well, you feel, vindicated in something, okay, well, I've done this and X, Y, Z, but more so, hey, Bill Belichick was, a part of the Browns way back when. He coached with Nick Saban. He taught Nick Saban. He taught these people. He's taught some of the greatest, worked with some of the greatest, built some of the greatest, and been a part of some of the greatest teams, offensive systems in football. Like, when you look at Bill Belichick, when you hear him coach, when you watch what he's doing, right? Obviously now what he's doing, he's chasing around 20-year-old cheerleaders. But back when it was about football, you know what I'm saying? There was a big focus and a big presence on, or not big focus and big presence, but when you would look at him, you would see football, right? You're going to see somebody who created, eras of football, who created coaches, who created their own tree, who created their own Patriot way, right? So there's something to be said about someone who's done things for such a long time, who is deemed as so legendary, who's been around so many legendary people that you're going to see them in legendary lights and legendary ways, right? And them just by proxy of being around those things, right, is going to lead into situations and learning opportunities that I don't think would even be possible if you didn't have those experiences, if you didn't have those connections, right? If you didn't have John Elway tape to be able to pull out. How you doing, Latrice? How are we doing? Okay. And then on the other side, it has to be with Cam Newton, right? Cam Newton is another one of my favorite athletes of all time. I really have an affinity. Sometimes I have an affinity for greatness. Sometimes I have an affinity for players who also are misunderstood. And I think Cam Newton fits that bill very well. So many people, boil his career down to not being able to get it done at the NFL level. But when you look at it in totality, I'm looking at a BCS national champion, an MVP, an offensive rookie of the year, a man who had a perfect regular season record, right? So we're not talking about, you can't just equate people's athletic careers to the lowest moment, and I think that's one of the nastier things people do with Cam Newton. And I think to my point, another thing we do is we take hits at his intelligence, right? I'm not saying Cam Newton's Isaac Newton, or I'm not saying Cam is Isaac. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying Cam Newton is Isaac Newton, but what I am saying is that this is a man who can truly give you things that are that make you think, right? That can give you a perspective about someone in Bill Belichick, who right now, I think the public sentiment surrounding him is a lot funnier and a lot sillier and maybe not as serious as it was, just a decade ago. The fact that he was able to even shine some light on that and give us something that's very unique to him and his experience, I think that's important. I think it's a beautiful thing to see. So shout out to Cam for doing some good stuff, man. It's just good to hear him talk, man. I like hearing from Cam Newton, man. That's going. These are just reactions going on the second channel. Now I want to get into some Dabo Swinney talk, man. Dabo Swinney talk. Now, look, I talk a lot about NIL, but I don't think anybody talks more and complains more about NIL than one Dabo Swinney. He hates the transfer portal. He hates NIL. He seemingly complains every single year about it, and Cam Newton is now going to speak to it, and I don't think he's happy about it, man.
At Clemson, we always got to, have a chip on our shoulder. It just is what it is. We don't have the alumni base that some places have. We don't have some of the things that some of the schools that we've played and had to compete with over the years have. It's just the way.
Pause it, Peggy. I'm sorry. Is he saying Clemson doesn't have enough resources? Wow.
It is, but I've always we're 3-1 against Ohio State. We're 4-2 against Notre Dame. Notre Dame has their own TV station. They make their own rules.
Press
they
pause
print their own money.
there, Peggy. Peggy. What have you done for me lately? Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, yeah. See, Dabo, the victimization that you're going about, it don't look good on you, brother.
Talk that talk.
Okay, because the old orange and purple Tigers, by way of Death Valley North of South Carolina, they've been trying to tell you for years, you need to get with the program or you're going to get rolled over. Either you're going to evolve or you will dissolve.
Yeah, Dinosaur Dabo.
See, I'm trying to tell you, brother, don't be mad when you get hit with the truth of reality. And your negligence and your stubbornness was the same coach that said, "Oh no, we're gonna still develop in the house and we ain't gonna go to the transfer portal."
Yeah.
This is the same coach that said that a couple years ago, if not last year. You are outdated with your teachings, coach, brother. Understand that Notre Dame has always had their NBC contract. Michigan, Texas, Ohio State. These are the blue blood programs, the UCLAs of the world, the USCs. These were the only teams back in the day that was on radio, that was on TV. Okay? See, the thing that I have problem with this take is, Dabo, you are one of the top tier teams or programs that had not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, but 9 drafted players. So you can't say that you don't got good players.
Yeah.
Those players also need help. And you wasn't willing to go out and get them because you thought, you was going to out coach other coaches. But in reality, you was the one that got out coached, or as my kids will say, out thunked because coaches aren't doing anything illegal. They're just playing by the new rules that you didn't want to play until recent.
Yeah.
You got access, you got resources that you just refuse to use. Now, all of a sudden, you go on a radio show or wherever you made this comment and say that they just printing money in the backyard.
Yeah.
Do you not know Clemson is a school that can compete with anybody?
That's true. They were. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you're not a good coach, Dabo, on the field, but you got to recruit off the field to make sure that the even playing scale is even.
Yeah.
You can't go to the Kentucky Derby, which just passed, which was an unbelievable sighting. You can't go to the Kentucky Derby with 1 thoroughbred and a stallion, and the rest of them just donkeys and jackasses.
Show power.
You just show up with Cam and think that, okay, Cam, and then you look at the rest of the team and you see a bunch of pigs.
Please, dude. Them the ones you go with. Them the soldiers.
Hey, it's like that meme where it's like the Bugatti in the hood, like in a little shed. You feel
Man, bro, he ain't got a lot of eyes.
Man, that boy Cam worse than a can of Spam, boy. You right here. It's a winner. I ain't no chicken dinner.
Right. He always complains.
But I'm telling you, like, I don't even understand why Dabo is like really believing this. Because that's one question I want to ask you, Cam. With 9 draft picks, is it really about the talent or is it more about the coaching that you're not really getting the most from your squad? Because this past year they went 7 of 6, a 7-6 record, and it's like that's not the Clemson that we have known.
No,
and so
when everything was illegal to give money over the table, Now you can buy the table.
Yeah.
You can print your own money. You ain't got to keep
make
giving
some more
money up
tables
under
if
the
you want
table.
that.
You think what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like this is a team that at once had or was labeled as wide receiver U.
Mm-hmm.
The Sammy Watkins, the D Hop, like all these different players. Like you got talent, brother.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence,
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson,
Yeah.
all these players. These are studs. AJ and AV Terrell.
Yeah.
They came from that program. Not a lot of universities and programs or colleges can be able to say that.
Correct.
You are always going to have a member that's going to be a high draft pick.
Because it comes off like he's trying to point the finger everywhere else but to him.
Himself. And he's playing the victim. And
Correct.
that's why. Just say, you know what, man, I was a little late to, being on the curve to say that I need to go talk to my boosters. I need to find my resources because Saban did it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he got out the game too.
No, but Saban did it. Kirby's doing it.
Doing it.
Every coach is doing it where they don't have to whisper, hey, man, I just need your help, dog. I mean, we got this kid on the hook. I just need you to. You already know what we're doing. Now I say, hey, man, I'm going to these galas and all these sit-down meetings and say, we need more money.
Thanks.
Okay?
That's cool. Got some money.
We need more. Because if y'all boosters who find ways to ridicule and critique from the stands, you got to open them pockets and open them bands.
Come on now.
Because now you can't say that Clemson don't got no people that want to give money willingly to go community outreach more talent. But Dabo like, no, we going to do it. Nah, listen, brother, that's old news.
Yeah.
I want to comment on this. So, I'll let the experts speak before I speak. Cam, obviously D1 player, Heisman Trophy winner, national champion, all that in a bag of chips. But as soon as I heard Dabo of all people, like Dabo started complaining after, 3 championship appearances and 2 championships in total. You had Deshaun Watson as a football. Forget Deshaun Watson. Taj Boyd before that. You had Taj Boyd to Deshaun Watson to Trevor Lawrence. Well, before Trevor Lawrence, though, not Brian Kelly. What's his name? I really like that quarterback, too. But Kelly Bryant, I believe his name. You had elite quarterback play. You had elite wide receiver play, elite running back play, NFL-level defenders for the last decade. And since you won those national titles. Since the last time Dabo won national title, he's just been complaining about NIL and transfer portal and NIL and transfer portal. So much so that this was Clemson this year was their most active transfer portal year because every year, no, we're going to do it in-house. And what pissed me off the most is that people wanted to praise Dabo when he first said it. Dabo's doing it the right way. He's still developing and he's doing it, blah blah blah. And it's just like that's just not that's not real life. That's not the reality of the situation. Y'all want to big up what Dabo is complaining about and saying his point is right, and everybody want to agree. But at the end of the day, you're agreeing to something that it's like that. That's not principled in what we're talking about. In a perfect society, yeah, let's not transfer all the time. Let's not use it. But that's not what's going on. You're seeing the people who are winning national champions, Dabo, right? If you actually want to win national champions, go in the portal. That's as simple as it was. It used to be the formula of development, and then that changed. And some people don't want to be able to evolve. And if you don't want to evolve, you gotta die. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's just how that go. You know what I'm saying? That's just how that go. I want to talk about something real quick, and then we're gonna get up out of here. I want to talk about something real quick. Like, then we're gonna get up out of there, dog. We're gonna get up out of there, what? We're gonna get up out of there, dog. Oh, right. Wait. I'm missing a clip. Hold up. So, basically, Shiloh, he told the people, man. He told the people the truth. He told the people what was coming up next, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all, dog. Hey, hey. Get deep with it. Get deep with it. Get deep with it. Yeah. All right, boom. Get loose with it. Get loose with it. Yeah. Get loose with it. Get big with it. What? Get big with it. What? Now just lean with it. What? Now just lean with it. Sorry, I was looking for, there was a clip where basically Shiloh was talking to, what's his name? Dion. And Dion said, hey, dog, it's over for you, man. It's over for you. You feel me? And there's nothing wrong with that. Oh, here we go. We got a few clips. I want to react to just a few clips here.
Big brother.
What's it called? And then we're gonna wrap up. We'll wrap up the stream. I know there's not a lot of people in here. I appreciate everybody who was rocking. We stretching this one out. I'm giving everything I got. You feel me? I know I'm about to go away, so I need to give everything I got. Shout out Taj Boy. James Game knows real hoops, but we knew that already. We knew that about him already. That deep pregame. Yep. Got it right here. Got the pregame there. They're some of the best in the business too. They're some of the best in the business as well. More updates about Shiloh Sanders and some behind the scenes I thought was pretty funny about the infamous moment where Shiloh Sanders' NFL career ended. Let's hear it.
Make me a sandwich. Big brother supposed to swing back for little brother.
Oh, he gonna swing first. That's just who he is.
That's why I'm sitting right here, right now.
Yeah, because he's small.
No.
Tell him what I text you that after you swung. After you swung your last game in Tampa, what did I text you?
He said, well, dog, it's over now.
Make me a sandwich.
He said, well, dog, it's over, man. And shout out to Bucky. I remember we already watched the video of, like, it was the throwback when Bucky was acknowledging it. But, like, I don't know. A lot of people will be like, oh, man, the Sanders, they're this, they're that. They're so delusional. Like, if they were so delusional, right? Like why are they clearly calling out their mistakes? You feel what I'm saying? Hold up 1 second real quick. Anyway, sorry, I had another issue there, but yeah, I don't know. It seems like they think that they believe that they're absolved of things, but it's just like, dog, they knew what it was. Like nobody thought that Shiloh was gonna smack somebody in a game, no matter if he was right or wrong. Again, it's not about being right or wrong. It's about the NFL and how, kind of him being an undrafted free agent, like all of that. It was just stacked against him, right? So him doing that. The fact that Dion was like, yeah, it's over with. Bucky was like, yeah, it's over with. I think that's funny. But again, more clips though, because it didn't stop there. I thought this was funny. If y'all remember, if y'all followed my channel for a while, this was actually a big video for me. Keeping up with Shiloh's 40 time. It got interesting. Apparently, Dion gives us a little bit more insight about the 40 time though. Let's hear it.
You're supposed to run 4-4, 4-3?
4-4, 4-4-7. That's still fast, though. Hey, that's still fast, though, dog.
Think about where you started at.
I started, okay, now I can say because I don't care. The first 40 I ran training, I ran a 4.8.
And I was proud of you because I know where you started at.
Yeah, that's a long way.
Dog, I could have ran a 4.2, and I don't think it would have mattered.
Yeah, the fix was in. You were supposed to run a 4.4, 4.3?
That's nasty. The fix was in. Look, man, it was already locked in. It is what it is. And I just wanted to say, let's go ahead and check in on Shiloh. Forget it. Let's do the popular one, man. Let's.
So Shellerman want to make a diss video.
Let's watch a popular video. Apparently, him and his sister having some problems. Quick little diss beef session, right? Let's check it out. Watch a little bit of it, and we'll get up out of here, man. Let's see what's happening.
So Shellerman want to make a diss video about me, huh? Let's see about that.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Shellerman, aka the person that's better than Shiloh. We're here on campus, but we're just gonna walk
At what?
around, y'all. I didn't walk around on my visit. We kind of just went to the gym,
Name one thing you better than me at.
but we had a lot going on, so we couldn't. So it's my first time kind of walking through everything.
Speaking of Shiloh, did you see that he said he could beat any woman in basketball? He'd never lose to a woman.
I'm not letting no woman beat me in basketball, bro. I'm not letting Shellerman beat me. I'm just on a different level, bro. Bro, the ball was weird. Bro. The ball had too much air in it. That's why I flew the eye.
Yeah, I have video showing that I beat him multiple times. So things that Shiloh says just go in one ear and right back out. It
I let her win one game whenever she was trying to play for Colorado to build her confidence.
doesn't even make it to the other ear. We just leave Shiloh in Miami with his braids and a tan. Let's see what this is talking about. This is pretty nice. This is nice. My dad said he was gonna give me a scooter. Waiting on that scooter. This is nice though. Oh, this is real nice. This is real nice. This is hard. Let's see the bookstore. What they got in here? I need some Pueblo gear. Oh, okay. This is the calf. This is where I'm be going with my teammates, y'all.
You better not be talking to no niggas in that cafe.
Pat calf.
Hey, yo, what the?
I got eyes everywhere. I got people everywhere that's gonna tell me everything you do.
Go back. Hello. Oh my gosh. I got a lot of stuff here. Let's wait till my dad comes so it could be on his dime. Let's go. I do want an Alani though. I'm not. Alani, if you see this, I know we kind of got like a relationship, but let's make it to a partnership. We're going pink slush today. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
$4.28.
Thank you.
Okay, you're all set. You have a great day.
Thank you too. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna come here and do work and feel like I'm being productive.
What made CSUP feel right for you?
Honestly, just the coach, for real. He was just like I felt the want, you know? And I know I said that probably about my other school, but no, like it was definitely different here. And then on my visit, like the girls and everything just clicked so fast. And I just felt right. I just always feel good in Colorado. I don't know. But yeah, just taking that chance. It's my last year.
I'm blocking that.
Gotta make something of it. I will
I'm ripping that. Easy work.
make something out of it. It's nice outside though. It's always nice out here. Until it's not, because it's Colorado and it could be sunny one day, then snowy the next.
Okay. Besides the snow thing, I feel like I gotta. Anybody young in my audience watching this, you're gonna hear when you get older, you start talking about the weather. There's gonna be this thing where you're gonna be like, man, I tell you, in interstate video here it gets so crazy. Like every state I've lived in a lot of states. Everybody thinks their weather is just crazy and it changes. It's just weather, dog. I'm telling you. Besides the snow, though, the snow that's different. That's from the devil. I don't know. That snow.
But hey, no, I think they're doing something. They're definitely doing something because it was like that in Alabama before I left.
See?
Sunny one day, snowing. When does it snow in Huntsville, Alabama? They doing something, y'all. They doing something. Don't know what it is, but they are. If they seen this video, y'all not doing something, don't come for me.
What are you trying to prove this season?
Just trying to prove myself right. Because I know I could.
I'm blocking that.
I know this. I just haven't been given that chance for real. We're given a chance a little bit, and then boom, take it right back. So, you know, this year, I'm just coming for next, for real. Coming for next.
Taking that easy.
That's all that it is.
Easy work. Dribble like that versus me. See what happens.
I didn't think Shiloh was gonna be this locked in. What's it called? To how he just wants to beat his sister in basketball. I didn't know that was gonna be what's it called? That much locked in. But I do appreciate it. I think you can't be a brother and not be addicted to wanting to make fun of your sister and bully her. I think that's just comes with the sibling rivalry of it. But just in general, this is more about Shiloh. This video was more about Shiloh. I just wanted to check and see what he was yapping about. It's pretty funny. Shout out Shiloh. I hope she's doing all right. Hope everything's doing great. And then on top of that, obviously we already congratulated her for graduating as well. The idea that Shiloh's football career is really over, I think that's true. And on top of that, I think it's very true that, you know, both Bucky and Dion have said it. He's embracing the streaming lifestyle and he's grinding, man. Like I said, this video from like a day ago. So, you know, you can't knock a man who's putting that extra work in. You love to see that. Just another extra little video, man. Y'all let me know how y'all feel down below in the comments. Like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't. Y'all be great. Y'all be beautiful. See you next time. Peace. All right. Leanne, James games. Y'all are like the best in the business, man. I can't believe y'all are here late. I've been streaming for like 2.5 hours going on 3. I got to wrap this up. I do, like I said, no streams next week. Videos already out. Things are moving. Things are grooving. More videos going to be dropping this weekend. I'm going to have 2 special videos for Saturday and Sunday. You're still going to get videos next week. I will find a way to record in that hotel room. So don't fret. But other than that, man, y'all be blessed. Y'all be beautiful. Y'all be amazing. I can't thank y'all enough, man. Tings, do you think he will start boxing? I think he can start boxing. I think it's going to be, especially with whatever Jake Paul is doing, I think there's a lot of money in it. So I think it'd be interesting. But Don Juan, I'm sorry, I got to wrap this up. All y'all be great. James Games, Leanne, everybody else here. Nisa was here. Trizzy was here. I just can't thank y'all enough. We went hard. We knocked out a bunch of videos. We just grinded out. Niece, there's Niece. She always lurking. I thought she was gone, but she's still here. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a